Hello, everyone. Hope you're well. I'm playing, secretly, I'm playing, Ape Out. There you go. Oh, Stu's ringing me. Shit. Better pay attention to the show. Right, here we go. Yeah, what up? Fuck. Dead. Ugh.
Electric bills and the gas bill.
See, it's here.
Hello.
Hello.
You alright? You alright?
Hello.
How we doing?
I'm alright. How are you?
Yeah, good, good, good.
Yeah. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. It is a Sunday night again. They come around very fast.
They
It's
do.
right after the Ides of March. We should beware.
I know. Nearly into April. What is that all about?
Not near enough.
Not near. Yeah. Nearly April, then it'll be spring, then it'll be summer, and then before we know it, it'll be fucking Christmas again.
They will be dead.
And then my foot got all swollen up with buboes and pustules, and the pus was just draining out of it like Niagara Falls.
I have never given mouth to mouth to a cockroach before.
Cockroach. You said cock.
You said cock. I haven't got nothing tonight.
No.
I haven't even thought about it. Yeah.
Let's start the motherfucking show, bitch.
If anybody has reason why we should not begin the program, please speak now.
Or forever
Hearing no-
hold your peace.
Forever hold your penis.
Welcome to the veteran gamers. Stu, Jimmy, and the fellas will tell you about every single game that you play in this week.
We said
News,
no.
reviews, and an indie pick. Stu story time and Chinny's game breakers. Here comes Duke with the soundbite saviors.
Oh,
Veteran
will
gamers.
somebody please think of the
Veteran
children?
gamers. It's the veteran gamers.
You gotta be that fucking diamond in the rough.
Yeah, boy.
Good game, breaker.
Before you have to press repeat, yo.
Listen, I don't have time to play with the phone here. I got a lot of stuff I got to get done.
Hello and welcome to episode 480 of the Veteran Gamers Podcast.
Yay, 480, and we're feeling Grady. I'm Duke.
I'm Stu.
I'm Chinny.
There you go, another decade of shows.
Who's not lazy?
Another decade of shows? You mean like 10 shows?
Another 10 shows done.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
70.
not decade. Decade is 10 years. We haven't.
Well, you know what?
We've done one of those.
Well, we've done
Yeah,
one,
we've done one of those as well.
but not.
Well, all right, it's just applying to the number 10, okay?
You are technically correct. The best kind of correct.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I can't even just
Hey.
make something said and you just go and have to correct it.
No.
All you do is
no.
fucking correct stuff.
Like a guy who's not lazy.
What's the matter with you?
I'm a corrector. That's who I am.
Mr. Correct
I'm
person. You
correcting
couldn't just
paper.
accept a decade of shows. You just couldn't accept it, could you?
Of course not. That's not who I
Jesus
am.
Christ.
That's like if I'm gonna go to school and be like, well, this kid got all these mistakes on his paper, but I can't correct him.
Do you know what? I'm not at school, so I don't
Well,
care. I don't
everything's-
even need to worry.
Yeah, whatever.
Bored.
Yeah, I'm bored already. So, how are you guys? You well?
I'm great.
Good.
I'm great because we're streaming this live
We
on
As
YouTube
always.
and Twitch.
Oh, sweet.
But hey, if you're listening to the audio version, that's fine as well.
Oh, it's not fine.
Um,
Suck. We hate you.
Yeah, and also I'm good because it's another week closer to the Veteran Gamers meetup on the 13th of
Yay!
April.
It's totally true.
Yes, in Bury. And if you're thinking, man, I want to
Bury.
go to that thing and hang out with a bunch of nerds, then go to the Veteran Gamers Facebook page and click I'm going, and then you can come, and then we'll all meet up and have, sex or whatever we do.
Wow.
Oh, no, that was on the
Bubble
agenda.
bath. Bubble bath.
Bubble bath.
Together.
Yeah,
Bubble bath together. That's what we're going to do.
indeed you do.
Indeed you do. We're just going to get a great big bubble bath.
So yeah,
So,
with those things in
Uh,
motion, I'm fine.
indeed you do. I've got a story this week.
Mm.
Oh snap! We're,
Oh, yes, I am.
we're done with that, Chinny, because it's story
My
time now.
favorite-
Story time.
It's story time. Story time.
Yeah, so I bought a Switch this week.
Oh
Yeah.
snap! You money bags. I would never spend a lot of money on a stupid electronic gadget.
Oh, I know.
We'll
Only
get to
reason
that.
being,
Sorry.
it was an absolute bargain, so I couldn't really pass
Billy
it up.
Bargain.
It was a
Did
bloody
you find
bargain.
it in Bush?
No, I didn't. No, it wasn't free. I had to pay actual cash for it.
How
but-
much cash did you pay, or are you gonna make us guess?
No, I will tell you exactly how much cash
Oh.
I paid. I paid a whole £202 for it.
Damn, that seems like a lot. Was it used or was it new?
Well, it was an Argos.
Christ!
It's never simple,
was
is
Argos.
it?
Give us a goddamn straight answer.
It was an Argos manufacturer refurbished one, which probably means it's been returned by someone.
Right.
But when I got it, it was literally brand new. It was still most of the stuff was still sealed up as it would originally have been. So I've looked out and got what is essentially a brand new one for £200 essentially. Which
So
For the
is
somebody gave it
American-
to their girlfriend. She threw up on it, and then they washed it off, put it in the box.
possibly, but no,
For-
it is essentially a brand new console.
How
for
much is a
200.
new Switch?
I was just gonna say,
$279.
fucking hell.
$279.
That's what I was just trying
Oh.
to talk, and then you got
Oh,
a fucking banging
sorry.
on. A new Switch is £278 on Amazon.
Yeah.
So
So, 80 quid
in-
saved. It's pretty good.
In dollars, that amounts to $369. So Stu, $369. Stu essentially paid $268,
Ooh,
saving,
look at the savings.
saving
is.
himself some money.
Pretty good. I've got to say, I was a bit, a bit like, oh, what if it's a bit, what if it is dodgy? But
Well, how long of a
sent
warranty?
it back. I could have sent it back, so it wouldn't have been a major issue. But I was like,
How
no,
long
it's
of a warranty?
perfect. What? Sorry.
How long of a warranty did it come with?
12 months, so it's still got a 12-month warranty.
So there you go. Even if it is dodgy, you're covered.
Yeah. But
got
at the
you.
moment, everything seems perfect. You can tell it's never really been. Well, you can tell it's never been touched. So
Yeah.
I'm very happy. As a piece of hardware, obviously I've messed around with yours
Are
a
you going
little.
to review the Switch now?
I am going to review the Switch.
Oh,
I'm
for
going to tell you
fuck's
what I
sake.
think. I'm
2
gonna tell you
years
what I
old
think
console.
What were you
of the
expecting,
Switch.
Chinny?
Oh, God.
Of the Switch. I'll tell you what I think of the Switch.
Can I predict what you're going to say?
Go on, what am I going to say?
You're going to say, actually, like, the screen's pretty nice and the touch screen feels good, but, sometimes the joypads feel a bit loose. Go on.
No, I wasn't going to say that, actually.
Okay.
I was
Oh,
gonna
burn
go
in your
down-
face, Chinny.
I'm all about the minor aesthetic details, as you well
About
know.
aesthetics.
I am holding
you know-
my Switch. What are you picking on?
What
Go
do you
on.
What do you think is the thing I'm most impressed with?
The minor aesthetic.
It is so minor, but it's actually kind of cool. But
The little
very-
logo that pops up once it
No.
shows up.
No.
Go ahead.
It's really ridiculous. You may
Sound it makes when it starts
you
up.
may not notice it, Chidi, but I notice it because I'm like, that's kind
Um.
of cool. But it's just it does nothing. It actually serves no purpose.
Oh,
The
is
Switch.
it you?
No.
Oh no, you didn't.
How rude.
Well, go ahead, just tell us.
Well, I'm just going to tell you because you're just not going
Yeah,
to.
I'm
You're
not
never
getting
going
it.
to.
Go on.
It serves no absolute purpose, but it's just kind of cool.
This conversation. No, it doesn't.
When you slide the controller on, there's a little sort of light goes down the side
Oh,
of the
yeah, I did.
screen.
Yeah.
Work
And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's just
Michael-
kind of why?
details.
Because, like, I said to Millie, that serves no purpose. There was no need to mess
There is
around.
there is a purpose for it.
There is? Wow.
Of course there is.
What?
It's to show
What?
that it's connected.
No, I get that, but it's only like a graphic, isn't it? You slide it on. It's
Well, what
just
else
cool.
do it's you see that, like, when I literally was just playing my Switch before we came on the show, and I took the controllers off the side, and I saw that graphic slide off, and it tells the brain that, hey, the Switch recognizes that you're doing something. So I'd say it serves a
guess.
purpose.
I guess
And it does a little noise as well. It goes.
it does. It does. It's just cool the way they thought about the design of it. Thought, do you know what we should do? We should have a little light that just shows it sliding on a controller when
It's
you
all
do
about
it.
those little details.
I know, that's what I mean. They didn't need to bother doing that, but they did it anyway.
That's right, because they care.
Because they care. Yeah, there's a not really any negative niggles really. Apart, you can't sort of pair any Bluetooth headphones with it, which I thought was a bit weird.
You can, but you have to buy an extra device,
Yeah, you've got to have a dongle, haven't you? You have to have a dongle.
which
to
I
it.
bought this week.
Did
Oh,
you?
snap.
Yeah.
Chinny ain't fussing around.
But yeah, I thought that was a bit of an odd choice that you can just, seeing as it's got Bluetooth built in anyway, what would be the problem unless it interferes with the controls, I guess, when you
Fuck
Don't
knows.
but the same
Because
applies to the
Nintendo was
PS.
like Apple. They want to charge you extra for everything.
Yep.
The same applies to the PS4. There's only certain headphones that you can pair with it in Bluetooth, and the rest just
Fuck
don't.
knows.
They
Weird.
don't. They just.
I mean, it's
like-
not weird. It's capitalism. They just buy
So,
everything.
So, you probably not. You may or may not have seen in the show notes. But what do you think was the first game I bought for the Switch?
Rocket League, I hope. Skyrim.
No.
Well, then you suck and I hate you.
No,
What?
you will approve of what I bought.
Well, not unless it's Rocket League or Skyrim.
No, you will. I'm telling you now, you will be.
Well, just
You'll
tell
approve.
me. I gotta get this stamp.
Diablo 3.
Oh yeah, that's a good game. It's
Corzan,
not Skyrim or Rocket.
Corzan in the chat said Mario Kart.
No, I nearly bought Mario Kart, but he's still like so expensive. I'm like, nah, I'm not paying that.
That's the Nintendo tax that you got to pay.
I know. It's very, very expensive.
There.
Yeah, so so yeah, I went
It's pretty clear.
No.
Little trainer for you. You're welcome.
Thanks for that. Yeah, the first game I bought was Diablo 3, and I'll talk about it when we do games. Is anyone
Oh,
else?
thank God you're gonna talk about it.
I know this very
Yeah.
game.
Well,
All
at
right,
least
it's
you're
my
talking
About a story.
at least you're talking about a new game. I'll wait.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about a new game, The Mist 25th Anniversary Edition. Oh yeah.
Shit.
And I hope a lot of people saw the live unboxing that I did on Facebook.
I did.
Yeah, I can't believe you've never played this game before. So what's it like?
It's awesome. It's like going to another world through a book.
It is.
I brought it
Oh
in
my
school, and I was like, anybody ever play Myst? I had one student who's ever played Myst. She was like, yeah, my grandfather made me play that. I was like, yeah, that's right.
That made you feel young.
I lost a bet and then I had to play
Yeah.
it.
So
As long as someone's played it, it's so cool. For those who haven't seen it, it's a Myst book. It's a linking book. Here, I'm playing it now. Here we go. Go ahead, play. Yeah.
So this
Play
book,
the video when you open the Mist book.
it's got an actual screen built in, hasn't it? Is that correct?
It's
my
just as I said when I did the unboxing, if I push this screen and I vanish, you guys know I've gone to the island of Mist.
Mist,
Now,
yeah.
it's not a touch screen. You can't actually play the game. That would be wicked. But instead, it's got a bunch of different videos. It can cycle through, and you could put other videos on there. I could watch an episode of 30 Rock on here, I suppose.
That's funny.
I just got all Mist stuff on there now.
Do you know what though? I kind of find myself thinking, in this day and age, you wouldn't need a lot to make Mist run on something, on anything.
Of course not. You can run it on a phone.
That's what I mean.
I'm
So
pretty
before-
sure somebody got Mist running on a bookshelf.
Yeah, I'm sure
Yeah,
they
why not?
probably did. But
Yeah,
I'm
there it
saying
is, the video.
it would have been that difficult to get it running on this book video screen thing.
No, but
Sure.
it would be more expensive. It would need to make it. I mean, a touch screen is more expensive than a non-touch screen. And really, it's just the novelty of it. You don't really, whatever. I got the games, so
You know those
I'm
old,
very-
Casio watches. You know those old ones.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Mist runs on that.
running on that.
But I didn't. This isn't in the video. There's 2 compartments on the side. One of them is for the discs for the new version, for the remaster. All the discs that I got when I bought the 25th anniversary. What's it? And then the other one has a little drawer. The other little drawer I put my original Mist disc from 1993. I got it right here. Hear that? And I looked in it. I still have my notes from when I played the game the first time. They're on these page-a-day calendars from what year is this? 1998. Wow, that was probably a second playthrough or something. But anyway, yeah, it's a classic piece of my life. This game changed my life, people.
I'll tell you what, man. I'm
Put
just
that in
looking
there. I
at
put the
this.
Riven discs in there.
They could have
There-
sent you one that wasn't all scuffed up and damaged and stuff.
It doesn't need one that's not scuffed up. The scuff is part of the beauty of it.
What I'm
But,
disturbed
the
about is
dank, the
what
dank-
I'm disturbed about is like, why have you got so many newspapers on your table? That's
No,
is-
that's
that
not
is-
me. That's the Duchess, because
Ah.
she hasn't read nothing since she started running for office. It's ridiculous.
why does she read newspapers? What is she
'Cause she's
doing?
old.
No, she's not old.
Yeah, she's old school, I said.
She's old school. Okay.
Yes.
She's old. Can I ask as well? Is the lunchbox been placed there on purpose? So
No, it
people
has
can
not.
see
I just
that
came
as well.
As
Well,
we all
I was
know,
like-
Duke he pockets money from Bethesda every time he mentions a Bethesda game.
He does. He does. He's even got it. He even at one point focused on the side of it when he was
Yeah.
doing
Well,
his
no,
unboxing.
an accident. I was just holding my hand to
I'm
the.
sure it was.
Hey, Duke's got to get
And-
paid. Do you know what I
That's-
mean?
These are the only 2, like, video game related things I've ever really bought.
Yeah.
Aside from video games.
Do you know what, dude? I love the fact that you're touching the screen just to check.
I just wanted to check to make sure.
You know, we're so
Because it would be
conditioned
cool
now,
if they, were
aren't we?
like, they suddenly were like, hey, guess what?
Mm.
Yeah, you're on the Mist Island.
So-
Who knew?
Yeah, dude.
Forgive me, Duke. I haven't really been paying attention because I don't care. But like, so you've been opening. You open the book. It's got some pages on it. Then it's got
Yes.
a monitor in it with the game
Yes.
running. Then how do you play
Right.
the game?
You put the disc into the computer and play it that way.
Yeah, you don't
So
play
what
it
does the
book.
monitor do?
It looks cool.
Are you fucking
it-
joking?
Does it just
No.
show that small loop
It's
of
the
video? Is
dumbest
that it?
Well, you can put any
Wow.
number of videos you want on it
How do you do that?
because you have a USB port that you plug it in. You didn't watch the whole thing, did you? For shame, sir.
No, I watched a bit of it, but I
No,
got
it's
bored.
very exciting, the whole thing. See?
Wow, you
all
got
right,
a cable and
I got a
everything.
USB cable.
Wow.
So
Look,
then
and what are you
go
going to
in-
keep in
go
your
in-
little drawers then? What's going in those?
I just told you that one of the drawers I put the discs in for the remastered and all the other
All
games.
right,
And
okay.
in the other drawer, I put the original discs from Mist and Riven back in the day.
Okay, then. Just checking, that's all. I don't think you need to get
At least
signed.
Chitty admits that he wasn't paying attention.
Well, I wasn't either. I mean, well, obviously, I wasn't.
Appreciate you being
Have
honest.
you got Mist running on the PC so you can just put it down and go, look, it's on the telly?
No,
His
that's a
background?
screenshot from Far Cry 5.
All right, I'll let you off. It
Uh,
looked a bit misty for a quick
oh, it
It
second
does
then.
look a bit mist.
know.
Like.
Yeah,
got-
yeah.
trees in a mountain. Of course it does.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, well,
So that's the
impressive
story of
stuff.
my Mist book that I
Cool.
bought.
Well, before we get into
Pre-
the video games, just a shout out to we got 15 people watching, so big up.
Oh, so-
Uh, Corzan is mainly the only one saying anything, but Darren is also saying stuff. Soul Brother, everybody else is just lurking, being a bit weird. So shout out to those people.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, about that bass.
So let me ask you this, Duke. I'm going to ask you one more question before we move on. Right, regarding your missed book.
Yeah, sure.
So prior to opening the package, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited were you?
You know what? It's funny. When the Duchess came in, she was like, "Hey, you got a package," and I was like, "What? I don't remember ordering anything because it had been so long since I, bought the thing." So it receded from my memory. So then, as soon as I opened it, I realized, oh wait, this is the thing. And then I just thought, oh, I can live stream it. And that was the only thing that was exciting, was being able to share it with other people, because I knew what it was going to be and what it was going to do and not do. And it was just like, okay, cool. I just want to share this moment with other folks.
Now, I know I said only one thing, but I'm going to ask something else. Can you remind us how much did this cost you?
I actually don't remember. I think it was about
fucking player.
This is ridiculous, but I think it was around like 150, something like that, which is ridiculous. But
any buyer's remorse at this point?
No, absolutely not, because I usually don't buy this kind of crap. I know it's ridiculous and silly, but I like having it. It reminds me of that time in my life when I was playing this game, and it really I don't know, I loved it, and I love this memento.
See, what you need to do is stick it on your bookshelf, and then when someone comes around, go, "Oh, I've got a new book. Do you want to have a look at it?" And then they'll be so shocked when they see the video screen.
Oh, dude, I brought it to school. None of my students knew what it was, but I had a teacher friend. I said, "Did you ever play Myst?" He was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Check this out." He's like, "Dude." So that was cool.
Was that his only thing he said? Dude. Right, spin the wheel, Chinny. Have you got the wheel? I bet you've not even got it set up, have you?
Fucking hell.
Wheel, spinning.
Wheel, the freaking wheel, spin the freaking wheel.
The wheel, the wheel.
Spin, 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 spin.
While I'm getting this ready, instead of you just badly stalling the show.
I just have to try and fill time because you're
you're not feeling time. You're badly filling time.
Whatever.
I watched. Captain Marvel.
Oh, right, yeah. How was it?
That's a film.
And?
So you want...
Fucking hell. Right, that's enough of that.
Thanks for
I just like, everybody bums these Marvel films. Thor Ragnarok was my favourite one.
Yeah.
You're not a massive Marvel fan, though, are you?
No, not really. I like Spider-Man and I like Thor Ragnarok. And I like the fact that there's a really good joke about Thanos, and your mum's so fat that Thanos had to click twice. I thought that was a pretty good joke.
Snap.
Pretty good joke.
So that's the only reason I'm happy that Thanos exists. All right, here we go. The Wheel of Death. And it's never me, but it is me. Look at that.
Yeah. What are the odds?
Put. So I've been playing more Assassin's Creed Orages.
Oh.
Indeed you do. And I am now level 24 in Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh.
I've played it quite a lot, and so I'm fairly deep into it. And I'm just trying to think of what I think of it, really. It's a funny game. I don't think it's going to be my favourite Assassin's Creed. A lot of people have very strong opinions of it. And
have I asked you what your favorite is?
I don't think you have.
Well, what's your favorite?
Assassin's Creed Brotherhood.
No, I think I did ask you that last time.
Yeah, it's always been that.
Brotherhood, I think the order is Brotherhood, 4, 2, and then they all sort of merge.
Blend.
Yeah.
Blend into one big game.
Yes. I think what I was expecting from Assassin's Creed Origins was a lot more polished of a game. Bear in mind, I don't want to keep mentioning it, but I've just come from Red Dead Redemption 2, and the way Red Dead handles a scenario where you approach a story or a cutscene, it's so fluent and slick. The way Assassin's Creed do it is very video gamey. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't, when you're having a conversation with somebody and you're taking a mission off them, you're running at like an incredible rate. Do you know what I mean? Like the way you walk with characters, the way you interact with them, it's just not very realistic. And I felt like because it had 2 years to develop rather than the 1 year they usually get, I was expecting a much more polished game. It is polished, but it just feels like they packed a lot more in there and just focused it a lot more on, I suppose, your journey and the upgrade path. So it's a good video game. I just suppose I was expecting something a little bit more
cinematic.
Yeah, a little bit more cinematic. But what you get is just a really packed video game with a lot of things going on. It's good. It's very good. It's not going to be my favourite Assassin's Creed. I think it's going to be below Assassin's Creed 2. So that order again. Brotherhood 4, 2, and then I think Origins will take it. I've heard that Odyssey, the latest Assassin's Creed, is better. I've heard that quite a lot. I've also heard that it's bigger, which isn't necessarily better. What you're seeing on the screen now is a little bit of the naval combat stuff. So there is some boat stuff in it, and it's not as like prominent as it is in 4, but it's pretty good, and that's one aspect I enjoyed about Assassin's Creed 4. But that kind of all takes place on a separate story that you mainly you're sort of living the role of Bayek. So Bayek, you're doing his thing, blah 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 blah. And there's his wife, I think her name is Anna or Anya.
I thought it was Aya there.
Yeah, Aya, something like that. You kind of play her backstory now and again in the in this, like, throughout the the story and stuff. There's a little bit of modern day stuff. They don't get into it too much. You basically just get the gist that somebody's trying to uncover something for some reason. It's all the same stuff, really. It's good. It's a good Assassin's Creed. I'm okay. I wasn't getting on with the combat. I think I'm getting on with it a lot more now that I've upgraded my bow and arrow as well. Bow and arrows are the trick, really, to killing everything very quickly. That's about all I've got to say about Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, do you know, I was thinking about this the other day. I have no inkling whatever to play an Assassin's Creed game again. I look at the newer ones and think I should be interested, but I really just not. No real urge or like.
Well, I mean, the way I see it, like, I'll play more of them someday, but I'm not in any rush to play any of these right away. Like,
I feel like we've all got that game that you've got to, like. For some reason, I'm naturally drawn to third-person open world games. Right? That's just my thing. Like, I like being a third-person character in a video game, and I like having, like, not even like an open world. Sometimes like a linear one. Do you know what I mean? Like an Uncharted. But I just like third-person actiony games. So Assassin's Creed, I've just and because I've done such a good job of sort of keeping up with Assassin's Creed, and I fell behind. It feels like, I wouldn't say a loyalty, but I just feel a bit connected. Like I like them, right? And they're not that like they're not that hard to get into. They're good with your time.
Very user-friendly, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you jump into Assassin's Creed, you're killing people pretty quickly. You do like everything you pretty much doing in these modern Assassin's Creed games. I'm not going to go back to the first one, but the modern ones is pretty fun. Do you know what I mean? Like you're jumping around, you're killing people, you're riding a horse, you're sailing a boat. I feel like as a game, it judges your time very well. So they're always pretty fun to me. I don't know why. I've just got this thing in me that I always should keep up with them, no matter what they're doing. So yes. So that's Assassin's Creed Origins. Good. Not my favourite, but still enjoying it.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Right, spin the wheel, I guess.
Shall we spin the wheel?
Spin the wheel.
Fucking hell. Still ain't ready with it. All right, I'm ready with it now. I'm spinning the wheel of death.
Oh, man.
And it's landed on Eric.
Oh, yeah, it's Duke's time to shine. So, Rocket League, Insurgency, Minecraft, whatever. The game that I've actually been playing a new game
Okay.
What the what?
Oh, it's a game that came out on Friday.
Oh my god.
I know. It's a game I wanted to do the beta on, but I forgot that it was happening.
Oh
I even
my
got an email, but I didn't pay
god.
attention. And it's the Division 2.
Wow.
Dun, 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 dun.
First of all, I don't understand why this was not on Steam. It's not a Ubisoft thing. Far Cry New Dawn was on Steam. I mean, obviously it is a Ubisoft thing, but I don't understand why they made Far Cry New Dawn available like 3 weeks ago, and then they did not make the Division 2 available on Steam.
I don't know anything about that. Do you, Stuart?
No, it's not one of these bloody Epic Game Store things again, is it?
Think so. I went looking on Green Man Gaming. They said, we have the Division 2, and then I went to it, and it was like out of stock. I was like, what do you mean out of stock? How can you? I guess they do codes from Ubisoft, but still, it was weird. So anyway, if anybody knows why the Division 2...
Yeah, it's another Epic Game Store exclusive.
There you go. The war
We actually got a
begins.
Game Store.
Yeah,
Which was it on the Epic Game Store?
according to this, it is.
How much was it on the Epic?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just looking now. Hold up. Flip it.
While he's looking at that, Paul J is in the chat, and he says Stu has a Switch. He will rave about it for months and months.
I will.
He also says that Origins was better. Pilch is in the chat. Say hello to Pilch, everybody.
Hello, Bill.
Hey, Pilch. He says he only
it
played
was
the first
price on
20
Discord.
minutes of Assassin's Creed 1, 2, 3, and Black Flag. Darren says he really wants to play Odyssey, but it seems so much of an investment of time. Aren't all video games, Darren? Aren't all video games? Corzan says Epic Games has got the Division 2. You
Yeah, I've
fucking
just said
pricks.
that.
He didn't
I
say
guess I
fucking
should
pricks.
go
I added
to
that
I
in.
just said. Yeah, I vaguely remember hearing something about it when I was leafing through the news a few weeks back. But yeah, it's $49.99 on the Epic Game Store.
full price. I
$49.99.
wouldn't have saved any money. It's all good.
$49.99.
But what is it? Far Cry Primal's only $10 on there right now, and Ghost Recon
that's-
Wildlands is $17.49 US. So that's a good game. If you haven't played that, that's a good price for it.
Wildlands is a solid game.
Yeah.
And,
Anyway, back to the Division 2.
Oxenfree is
Nope,
free,
nope.
by the way, which
Time
is
to
a great
shut up.
game.
Shut up.
All right. So, the Division 2, it's awesome. It's more Division. I love it. I'm having a really good time with it. The voice acting is not great.
When
There
was
a
it?
scene- What?
When was it?
Yeah,
Well,
when's
exactly.
it ever been great?
But there was a scene early in the game where there's somebody attacking your position, whatever, and the person delivers the line like this: "Here they come! Everybody get down!"
Yeah.
And you're just like, "No! If it's in the middle of a war, come on, put something into it, people. I don't care who you are."
Excuse me. Could everybody get down if it's convenient for them?
yeah, it's very
Obviously.
clear. It's very clear
Yeah.
instruction.
Oh my God, we're all gonna die.
Oh
And the
no.
Dull and cliched. There's all this stuff about like, end is coming, and shut up. Just come on.
Yeah.
The opening like video that they, there was a plague or whatever. There's subtitles in that, like built in, not just at the bottom of the screen, but like along the way. And it's like it shows flowers and stuff dying, and then it's like the nature came to an end or whatever it is, and like the text is on the screen built into the video. And I wonder if that's an accessibility thing. I wonder if they want to, let people.
Was it
I
like
don't know.
kind of typography sort
Yeah,
of animation?
kind of. It's interesting because it occurred to me that like it was built in on purpose, and I wonder if that's I don't know. Ubisoft is known for trying to be kind of multicultural and international and stuff, so I wonder if they would put something in that has that sort of thing. But anyway, whatever. One of the developers is Reflections, and they did Driver back in the day, so I was like, okay, well that's intriguing. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
they've done a lot of other things, but anyway, I thought that was cool. The biggest difference that you notice right away on this game is that it's, there you go. The opening screen there, it's a free Wi-Fi. We were looking for coffee. We were looking for free Wi-Fi. But then what we did was survived. And then everything broke down. Train stopped.
I don't
So-
know if the world was coming to an end. I don't think free Wi-Fi was. Oh no, he's talking
But
about
that was
that's
describing
right.
that's a
I'm
little
with-
tiny
I'm
glimpse
with
of
it.
what like before the end.
Yeah, like that's what their problems were. I thought like the,
Hey,
the
free
world
Wi-Fi
was
was
yeah.
a big deal before the
Yes.
plague.
What's the Wi-Fi password?
Oh my God, I can't do social media anymore.
I'm a social media influencer. The first thing you notice with this game is that there's color. It's actually pretty because you're in DC, and so it's not just skyscrapers everywhere and you're under the sewers. So that's really nice. because it's more enjoyable to walk around like that.
Is
Huh?
Is it?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. It's a day-night cycle, which of course I think we had in the Division 1, but the night passes fairly quickly, which is nice because there's nothing more frustrating than like in Far Cry New Dawn, there's a nighttime and you can't advance it. So far as I know, and this is true in the Division 2, you can't hurry up, like sleep or wait until morning, which I wish you could. Sometimes you just
can
don't want
in Assassin's Creed Origins you can, but it's an upgrade unlock.
An upgrade.
Yeah.
Sleep through the night.
Yeah.
Upgrade.
Well, that was really weird.
Yeah, it is really weird. Dying Light, I think, did it best. You just get to a safe house and you can just sleep till morning. And
Which
just
is
go back
what
out
you
to the-
always did.
Exactly. I never went out at night unless it was a mission.
And that's because the game was harder at night, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
It was
horrible.
scary as fuck.
True
It was.
here,
It
but
was ugh.
yeah. I guess it's an
Horrible.
aesthetic thing, but it's just I wish you could pass the night.
An interesting
It
thing
was
about
a-
Division 2 is your base of operations is the White House. Is that right?
White House, that's right.
Bam. Look at that.
Yeah.
kinda
Yeah.
neat.
Who knew?
Is Trump in the
Um,
game?
Yeah, is he
Have
there?
that-
Is Trump around? In the
Oh
game?
no, there's no Trump. There's no mention of Trump.
He was probably the cause of the whole thing.
Yeah, probably. There's a stronghold in the first area you're running around in. It's level 26. I'm level 5 right now. Like, what are you doing? Level 26. What is that about? And
He's
there's
come back
all.
later.
So you remember in Division? Yeah, exactly. In the first division, obviously there was safe houses, and then you had your main missions. You had your side missions. You had to get the electrical back on. You had to get your security systems. You had to get your medical, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There's some of that, but there's also settlements now, and there's these like question marks that show up on the map, and you go over to them, and they're about a dozen or so different kind of random events. One that I came upon was a public execution. There's a propaganda broadcast and some other stuff like that. One of the things in terms of the combat that's interesting is that you have people running at you a lot more now than you did in the last game. So
Yeah.
in the last game, you could hang out and just sort of snipe people off, and you didn't have to worry about it too often. Now there's people like running at you, and if they get close enough to hit you, they will hurt you bad. So you really got to watch your flanks. You can't just sit and snipe the whole time unless you're.
I've heard the game's hard.
It is hard. I feel like I've died a few times. It's not impossible, but it is hard. It's
So would you say it's more of a challenge rather than
I would say
hard?
it's more of a challenge. Yeah, I would say there's more to keep track of. Like once you figure out, hey, Duchess, welcome home. Once you figure out like what's going on and how to how to keep your wits about you, it's not difficult, but it is. They're demanding more of you than the first game did in terms of what the battles are going to shape up to be.
Cool. It looks good.
It
I've
does
got.
look good.
I
mean,
have
it
this
does
game.
look good.
Oh, really?
You do?
I have it. I own it.
Bought it, huh?
Yes. Well, no.
Interesting.
My Xbox sharing brother bought it.
Yeah, yes and no.
Texted me and said, "You own this now." I went, "Okay."
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Give
One
me
of the
half the
things-
money.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. In the first one, when you went into your base of operations, it would slow you down a lot when you walk in. Like it wanted you to do this real slow walk.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I
Remember
forgot
that?
about that. Yeah.
It doesn't do that. I mean, you
good.
can't run, but it doesn't go nearly as slow.
Yeah,
as
you have
it
to
used
walk through that little tunnel, don't you? On the
Yeah,
number one. Yeah.
That was really.
Yeah,
but
it's annoying.
you still have to walk through the tunnel, but it's not very slow, so that's
Okay.
nice.
That's nice.
You can't just quit, which is dumb. You have to log out first and then quit, which is like, what's that about? That makes no
What,
sense.
of the whole
to me.
game?
Yeah.
I never really. When I finish playing a game, I just switch the Xbox off. I don't really do anything.
Switch it off.
Difference with you and the PC, you see,
Yeah, that's true.
but it's okay.
Yeah.
They need to give us a way to clear out the notifications from a menu. Like it'll say, new, it'll have a little exclamation point
Mhm.
next to this menu or that menu, and it's just like I don't care. Like, it'll have like all the people you've met or whatever, and you're supposed to go through one at a time and tick them off, and it's like I don't care about that. Don't make me go through all of
Yeah,
these.
do a select all.
Yeah, exactly. Just clear all. That should be the way it's done.
Yeah, like loot games like games like Fortnite and Apex are very good at that because it makes you go into the menus with the skins, and then it makes you look at them, and it makes you
exactly.
want different ones and stuff. So
Yeah, I guess.
there's a bit of mentality
But
behind it.
Far Cry New Dawn has the thing when you clear out a checkpoint, it'll give you this little cinematic where your character is standing there with their gun, the flag is behind you. It's this really epic moment. In this game, you can sort of see your clothing from behind when you're running around and stuff. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, who cares which clothes you have on?
Yeah.
So, whatever. You got skills, right? So in the first game, it was, we talked about these, the missile or the little grenade that would seek people out, the turret.
I love that.
You still have those options. The one that I unlocked first was the drone, and it's cool. It flies around, and you can target enemies and be like, go after that guy, and it won't usually take them down very much, but it'll do some damage. So it's handy, and it'll
helps you out.
What?
Helps you out.
It does help you out, and it's good at like helping you figure out who's where, because it can't do total recon. I mean, there is some upgrade you can get, I think, with recon, but here's the thing. Apparently when you upgrade it, it changes what it does. So you can go from being offensive and attacking your enemies to being defensive, and it launches this, like, I don't even know how to describe it, like an electromagnetic field that repels bullets, basically. It's the dumbest description in the world. Basically, it's defensive. It keeps you from getting shot as much. But I like having the offensive thing. So I want to upgrade it, but you can't upgrade it except to make it into the defensive thing. Or you could make it like a bombardier, where you indicate 2 points and then it drops a bunch of bombs in that zone. I don't want to do all that work. I just want to activate it and have it go shoot the bad guys, which is what it does now. I just want to have it do it better and faster and more. So I don't know. I mean, maybe I just haven't played with it enough.
Have you seen any other creative skills?
So yeah, I went and looked up the ones that are on it. They've also got a thing called a hive, which is basically a grenade that launches these little, kind of like Hated in the Nation in Black Mirror, these little insects that come out of it. There's also a thing that'll do like you can have your so instead you got your health bar, but on the screen you can see the white boxes. That's your ammo, or your armor rather. And so it's all about your armor. So you don't use health packs, you use armor repair pack or something like that.
That book about improving your vocabulary was really, really good.
Forbearance is the watchword, Marjorie. That triumvirate of Twinkies merely overwhelmed my resolve. Yeah, so whatever. There's other cool things I can unlock soon, and I will. And, most of it is kill people, get a better gun, use it to kill people, get a better gun. And
what more do you want?
Leveling up. Loot.
Yeah.
What
but there's
more
also
do you
this thing, these control points, which you go to an area, you initiate the takeover by shooting one of the bad guys, and then you kill all the bad guys in the area, and then you launch a flare in order to call more people in. And then while your support troops are on their way in, you have enemies coming to try to take it back. And if you can hold off until your team comes in, then you get the control point. And then you're supposed to deliver like food and supplies to your control point. And I haven't really messed with that a whole bunch. Presumably once you build up those control points, you get stuff. But in the meantime, I've just been, running around and doing other.
Can I ask, someone's asked in the chat, what's the co-op like? Have you played in co-op with anyone?
Well, see, that's the problem, because I don't have any of these, but I pulled up the Houdini song to illustrate the problem.
Friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on.
I don't have any to play co-op with.
How many of us have them?
Well, not me.
What a shame. Poor Duke.
I think I have one person on Uplay that I've got that I'm friends with, but I don't think they have. I don't know who it is. Probably Gary Lever.
I don't know who it is. It could be anyone,
anyway,
some random person.
No, I don't know. I'm playing this alone. But I'm really liking it. It's a lot of fun. Like this and New Dawn are like game of the year for me.
Both Ubisoft.
Wow.
Yeah,
I know. He loves his Ubisoft. He's a Ubisoft fanboy now.
They make good games.
They do make good games. The one thing they need in this game that they don't have is a goddamn flashlight.
I mean, let's be honest. They really are a game factory. They just churn these things out.
Look at Assassin's Creed. They're just knocking them out.
Yeah.
Just knock them out of the park.
I
don't
think
they,
there'll be a
game in
Watch Dogs.
game.
I think there'll be a Watch Dogs this year. I don't think.
Do you
there'll be...
think so? Do you think they're still going to keep on going
I
with
think.
that?
Yeah. I think they'll nip Assassin's Creed this year.
You see, because I didn't think Watch Dogs 2 did that well.
It was pretty good though, from what I heard.
I know, I heard that, but I don't
If they
think.
can make 3 even better than 2,
Yeah.
yeah, you're good.
I don't know. I'll be interested to see if that happens. I just don't feel like it will.
Tom Clancy they're usually hits though, aren't they? Most of their Tom Clancy games are pretty much like a given.
Flashlight. There's some areas in the game that are very, very dark, and people complain about the first one not having a flashlight, and this one they need one too. I think in the first one, when you went into especially dark places, it would turn on automatically the flashlight. This
Tom
game
Clancy hates flashlights. I don't know if
He
you
hates
know.
those. Hates it.
Yeah.
I mean, I must admit, I think people will be keen to play a new Splinter Cell game.
Yeah.
Because it's a while since we've had one of those.
Sam Fisher did appear in Wildlands.
I know, but it's not the same, though. It's not like a full-on Splinter Cell experience, is it?
No.
Mark and Execute, man, it was a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah. No one cared about the last Splinter Cell that came out, though. That's the problem.
No, they didn't. The one before it was way better.
Yeah.
I love that.
Are you done with Division 2, Duke?
Yeah, that's all I have to say about it. I really like it. I'm having a lot of fun. I might play some co-op with people. You know, it's the weird thing too of like, if you play co-op and you upgrade a settlement, is that going to help your settlement or their settlement? It depends on who's.
Who knows?
I don't know. I shouldn't care about that stuff, but I do.
I
So
think
it's like if I want to spend all that time playing the game, I kind of want my settlements to be better off. And
I think I'm going to stream the Division 2 on Thursday. So, which is useless saying it on this show because it gets released on Thursday. So no one's
whatever.
Well, people listening live will know. So kudos to those of you listening live. No, we hate you.
Spread the love. Spread the love.
All right, Stu, you're up.
So is it on me?
Yep.
Right, then in that case, I'm going to talk about Diablo 3 on the Switch.
Oh,
yeah. Might as well get that out of the way. Yeah, it's quite incredible. It's quite incredible that on that, and I've got to say, it's a very small piece of hardware, really. When you take the controllers off, it isn't very big at all, the Switch, is it really? It's quite tiny, in fact. But it packs enough power to play what a few years ago was like a AAA PC release on a very, very tiny screen.
I mean, when you look at Breath of the Wild and Mario Odyssey and Skyrim, like, you know, these aren't small games. You know, imagine in 2010 that you could play. Sorry, 2011 when Skyrim came out in 2011, that you could play that on a thing that you can put in your pocket. People would have just gone
on the bus and play.
You are insane.
But what I've got to give props to is Blizzard in the way that they've implemented it on the Switch. Because one of the things they've done, if you want, you can play obviously couch co-op with someone else. Use it like detaching and having a little tiny controller each, and they've managed to configure it so you can do everything you need to do on that one little controller.
Well, yeah.
Which is just crazy to think that Blizzard have thought about how the hell do we implement it so you can still do couch co-op with, an individual controller each, and not got all those buttons that you have on the big one.
Yeah, like as with Ubisoft, I think Blizzard does it. Everything they do it well.
Yeah, but it looks great. I mean, graphically, it looks great for this tiny little console.
Yeah.
I don't know how old is Diablo 3. It's way older than I probably think.
I think
now,
was it 2013? I think Diablo 3.
Here's the question: did it come with the Reaper of Souls, or is it the original?
No, it didn't. It's called the Essential or something. I don't know. It's some collection, it says, but as far as I know, Reaper of Souls isn't in there, which I was a bit disappointed with. I thought it might just include that anyway, as an automatic expansion.
2012.
Yeah, I thought it was older than I think. So that's a good age now. But even so. Having never really played it, I played the demo on the PS3 many, many years ago, and that's the only time I've ever played. So I was like, right, what character should I pick? Because obviously I have no real idea what I should be picking. I like magic stuff. So I was like, I'm not really into barbarians or soldiers or whatever. I'm going to pick something more magic-y. So I went with a necromancer.
Oh, going for the dead arts.
But by God, it feels, and I don't know whether it's just me, but it feels almost overpowered as a character.
Well, I think that's what if you play the game right, that's the inner feel anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel like I'm well over. But a lot of it's remote, so you very rarely get close to any of the enemies.
Yeah.
Everything you're doing is from a distance.
Yeah, from a distance.
And weirdly, I think that's the Necromancers on screen. I just picked a random Diablo 3 on Switch, and that's what they're playing as, which is quite interesting. So, yeah,
Not that interesting.
Some of the powers you unlock are just ridiculous. Like, and some of them are almost hinder you because I unlocked a power which allowed me to have a band of skeletons following me around fighting on my behalf.
Yeah.
But there's so many of them on screen that you constantly lose your character amongst them.
Well, yeah.
And that's a bit of a problem for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And besides, like, I want to play the game. I want to fight the monsters that I'm fighting. I don't want the things to do the work for me.
And that's what happens. And they're good at it as well. I mean, these skeletons are pretty hard. You know, they gang up on everything. And by the time you've actually got close enough, they've killed everything for you. So yeah, that's all right. But I do feel overpowered, and I might up the difficulty. You know, and sort of play it on a harder difficulty to see if that makes it more interesting.
Stu, I don't know.
I don't know,
Stu.
If you do that, you can't go back. Oh wait, you probably can go back.
Yeah, you probably can. I do feel like a badass though. I mean, it does make me feel like a badass because I'm just killing.
That's the whole idea behind Diablo games is feeling like a badass.
Yeah, but then there's no challenge. I feel like there's absolutely no challenge at the moment.
I've never played one. I've never played one.
But yeah, I'm pretty impressed so far. I really, really like it. Story's the story. You know what I mean? There's some evil being doing shit, you know, trying to get some sword or something. I don't know. And stuff. And you've just got to go and retrieve the sword before the evil being gets the sword or something. Something.
It would just the ultimate evil if you don't stop him.
But you just kick a lot of ass in the meantime and just get loot. It's all about the loot. It's about farming the loot. Just constantly upgrading your equipment, getting the cool.
You know I'm all about that bass.
Yeah, getting the rare items and sticking them on, and legendary items, and obviously you get. It is cool when you unlock something or you pick something up. It is cool, like something you've not seen before. And you're like, I'm gonna do that. Stick it on. Job done. The only other thing I find a bit frustrating is that you get weapon drops that aren't your weapon or you can't use.
Yep. You're supposed to auction them, dude.
Ugh. Do you know when you're just like, I don't know, I don't want all this shit. I just have to carry all this shit around with me that I don't need.
Right, and there's a difference between having fun with a loot game and spending half the time playing the game just sorting through stuff.
Yeah, or dropping stuff you don't need because you want to pick other stuff up because he goes, oh, I can't pick that up anymore. And it's because you've got all this shit you can't even use. But then the shit you can't use looks okay, so you can think, oh, I can probably sell that. You know, make some cash on it, but then I've got to carry it around with me to stop me picking other stuff up.
Yep.
So that's a little bit frustrating. But overall, I am enjoying the game. I am having fun with it.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So I am going to try and persuade Millie to maybe try and play some in co-op with me, see how that goes. Because we haven't done that yet. But I thought I might get her to create a character and see if we can play a little bit of couch co-op with the tiny controllers and see how good it works. Sure. You know, how well that it works and whether it is usable or not. But the coolest thing about it is that you can just take it with you. You know, and just play it on this tiny little screen and wherever you like. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive.
Pretty good.
Pretty impressive. That's it. I've not got a whole lot other to say about Diablo 3 because it's Diablo 3 and, you know, if you're into that, you've probably played it already.
Diablo 3.
It's Diablo 3.
The game is old, all right?
The game is old, but it's still good. And it still feels relevant, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Lovely.
And I think because of the style of it, it ages okay because it's just a style, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And it's a very, I don't know, I feel like it's a deep game. It's got a lot of stuff in it. You can play it over and over. They have seasons for it, you know, like it's...
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
Okay. Who's next?
Paul J in the chat says Turok is out for the Switch tomorrow, and I asked him which one, and then he said the original 64 one. And I said which one? 1, 2, or 3? I don't know because I loved Turok 1. I didn't play Turok 2, and I never really heard much about 3. Anyway, let's spin the wheel. Mate, It's me.
Here on the
So, last week, Stu, you said, Chile, I think you'll like this game called Apex. And I said, fuck you. And I bought it based on very little knowledge of it. And I just thought, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to buy it. So I bought the game, and it is fucking brilliant. I love Apex. It's great. So, the first thing you'll probably notice about it is that it is a very strange art style. So it's like very vivid colours. The animation is pretty spot on, but the art style is very, very cool. So like the ape itself is just bright orange, and the levels kind of change colour. Sometimes the lights go out, but the enemies are mainly white. So it's just really crazy stuff, and you're an ape, and it looks a lot like Hotline Miami. So if you're familiar with Hotline Miami, top down, yeah, and it's pretty like brutal in terms of like you can't get shot that much. So you play an ape. You're in a test lab, and you break out pretty much, and there's all these guards everywhere, and there's only really two mechanics, and the two mechanics are push them into the wall, and they get pushed. Pretty much, if you push them into the wall, they're gonna die because you're pushing them with such force. The other mechanic,
how close the wall is, but
no, not well. Yeah,
he's a strong gorilla.
No, there is a bit like if they are really far away, they won't die, but most of the time they die. And then the other one is grab. So on the screen now, you just grabbed him. So everybody you grab, every enemy has a gun, right? And what they'll do is there's probably about half a second where they don't shoot you. It's just timed perfectly where you kind of have enough time to get them. And if you grab them, most enemies, once you've grabbed them, will only shoot once after you've grabbed them. You grab them and then they shoot for some reason. So you can use
when they shoot.
Say again.
You don't have a choice of when they shoot, presumably.
Pretty much after you've about a split second after you've grabbed them, they'll shoot.
Yeah.
And that you can use that shot as a shot for yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like you can use that.
If you have it pointing in the right direction at the right time.
If you time it right, you'll get it. And different enemies, like the standard, like all white enemies, kind of have like a single shot rifle, whereas there's like an enemy with blue on them, and they'll have a shotgun, so that'll definitely kill people. And then there's an enemy with like a kind of like grenade launcher kind of gun, and they explode when they die, so that's tricky as well. So what I'm getting at is like there's loads of like.
You have to keep your distance from them.
Say again.
You have to keep your distance from the ones that explode.
Pretty much, yeah. So he's grabbed one now, and he pushed one into the wall, and he went into the explosion.
So can I ask you? I mean, we're looking on screen. He's like leaving an orange trail. Is that his blood because he's been injured?
So your only indication of your health is how much blood that you're dripping. So at the moment, the character on the screen, the ape, is kind of leaving a trail of just like kind of like pale orange blood, because there's enemy's blood as well. So that's why it kind of makes it look different. So that's the more blood that's coming from you, the closer you are to death. And then the levels are really quick. It's I suppose you could kind of say it's a little bit sort of Meat Boy-esque with how quick the levels are. He hasn't died yet on the screen, but the one cool thing that happens when you die is it zooms out of the map, and it shows you your trail, and it shows you the map, and it shows you like a little line of where you've been on the trail, and then there's like little doors that you grab, and you can use it as a shield and then just throw it.
It looks. People. I mean, I'm looking at it. It does look slightly more forgiving than Hotline Miami. It doesn't look quite as brutal.
It is, yeah. Hotline Miami, you get shot.
On its planet,
Hotline Miami, you get shot once and you die. I mean, I have already died by now. This playthrough that this person's doing is obviously pretty good at it. But like. You know what though? It's so much fucking fun just to razz through it as quick as you can, because you're just like fuck all of these guys, and it's like a stress ball. This game, it's so much fun. All right,
it looks a lot of fun.
It is. It's great. So the other thing that's really cool about it, and Duke, could you do me a favor? Could you go on YouTube and just sort of get a clip up so we can hear the sound of the game, and don't play it yet. I'll describe what's going to happen. So every time you interact with something in the game, I like the game starts off pretty silent, right? There's not much sort of going on. Whoa.
Sorry, it started playing by itself.
So the game's pretty silent. As soon as you push somebody, right, it will kick in some music, and it's all jazz, right? It's all jazz music, and it's fucking brilliant. So I just want to just hear it for a bit. So let's just sit for a minute and listen to it.
All right, so this is the
reformers, and welcome.
Oh, type in no commentary, dude. 'Cause we don't want a fucking commentary.
Jesus Christ, we don't need to hear something.
Ape out no commentary, and then we'll just get it. But it's all this crazy like kind of scat jazz stuff that all interacts with.
All right, here we go. This is the menu. Options. Skipping ahead. This is like an opening cinematic. Devolver Digital presents. Yeah, we got this jazz type of thing. All right, here we go. Yeah,
it's like trad jazz.
Yeah, sound by the Yeah, so every time you hit the dude into the wall, it plays the cymbal. That's a good mix.
So what happens there? You've got a few things. So when it just goes, that's you just running through. Yeah, and then when you grab somebody, it changes it. When somebody sort of notices you, it changes it. And when you kill someone, it does the symbol.
So you're
a lot of symbolism in this game.
You're almost making music at the same
time. It is almost Hotline Miami mixed in with Super Meat Boy mixed in with Guitar Hero. That kind of is how it feels. And it's fucking brilliant, right?
It does look
and what you've seen on the screen now is that the visual style has drastically changed. So what's happened, and this so for people listening, it was kind of like you as an ape, you as yellow or orange, and everything was kind of blue and grey. Now everything's really black and white. You're white. Is because the alarm has gone off. So everybody's looking for you now. Before they were sort of roaming around, but now everybody's like running for you. And all your blood is white and everything. And they just change the colours up all the time. And there's another level after this where they turn the lights off and you can't see the enemies. All you can see is their kind of like torches or flashlights, as Duke says. And it's just so cool. It's just it's all presentation, right? So it's all just kind of like this grindhouse presentation. It's so well done. And I absolutely love it. I just that thrill, you feel like you're fucking running for it. Do you know what I mean? You feel like you're actually going to like escape, and it's so clever, so much fun. So Ape Out is I think about £13 or £15. So there's roughly about $20 or something for you, dude.
I think.
Stu, I recommend it. I really, really do.
Well, I am because it is on the Switch. I don't know whether you knew this.
That's what I'm playing it. That's what I'm playing it on.
Is it? Oh, I might buy it on the Switch.
Yes.
I might actually put some money down on this. It does look amazing. It looks like a whole lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. I mean, it's just so cool. I really think it's good. You can have a run like that. I mean, on the screen there, he had a run where like no one really saw him for a bit. And you can kind of get away with it because it feels a bit random when where the men are. It looks
almost like, I don't know what this won't really resonate with you, Chinny, but it does with me. It so reminds me of these really old 1970s cartoons.
Yeah. Well,
do you know the way
like
that
Pink Panther or something like that?
Yeah, like the side bits anime. That constant. Like
Pink Panther or that scene in Catch Me If You Can. That kind of like that animation they have in Catch Me If You Can. It's very similar to that.
Yeah.
It's great. It's absolutely brilliant. I really, really enjoy it, and I think you'd like it as well, Stu. I think it'd be right up your alley.
I think it would. I do like the look. I think I might buy it. And this is a good game where you can just pick it up, play it for 10 minutes, put it down again. It's not as you don't have to do a big long session.
No, not at all. No, it's good. So this kind of these levels here a kind of. It made me think like, oh, is this the whole game? Because it does like a side A, side B, and then you do that, and you're like, oh, okay, have I finished the game? But then, I think the whole game, the rest of the game, is you're on a building of 30 floors, and you have to get down all 30 floors, and you have to. There's people zip lining in the windows, and you can push them out the buildings and stuff.
So did you introduce different things?
So there's a lot, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe if you do the 30 floors, maybe that's the game. But to be honest, if that's the game, then I'd probably enjoy it. But like, I'd be happy with that. I'd be.
Can I just ask you, Duke, have you still got the soundtrack available? Because someone's asking in the chat. They obviously missed the soundtrack.
Yeah, I can pull it back up.
Go on, give him a sample.
Give it a go.
Off the door there. Now the alarms are going off, and the sound is kicked up in tempo. That was a little horn when he was.
I reckon I could just sort of listen to that on its own.
It's great. It's great.
Bit of trad jazz. What more can you ask for?
Well, lots of people like jazz fusion. Let's put that in the maybe pile, honey.
I might actually push the button on this.
I would recommend it. It's great. Ape Out, it's brilliant. So if you've got a Switch, I think it's available on Steam.
It's on everything, I think, as far as I'm aware.
Let's have a look.
Go, baby.
Well,
Yo, baby, oh, baby, yo.
Jen. Okay.
Classic Lisa Simpson.
What the hell is that?
That's The Simpsons. Why don't you deal with it?
If you're a skin Flynn, you can get it for $10.99 on Steam. There you go. What about that?
Yeah, it's on Steam. It's on Steam and
cheaper.
it's on the Switch. So it's slightly cheaper, but I would say get it for the Switch. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I've got one. I need to play games on it. I guess.
Golf Story, Ape Out.
I have purchased Golf Story. I haven't played it yet, but I have got it.
Get it.
I did. I bought that straight away, so that was the first thing I really bought. But just Diablo 3 kind of took over when I started playing that. I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah. All right. That's me done with Ape Out. Absolutely love that. Contender for Game of the Year for me, definitely.
Already, you're joking, really?
Well, you just look when I look at best games I've played so far, it's up there now.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Origins probably wouldn't be. Do you know what I mean? 'Cause it's not that original.
At the opposite end of the scale.
Like I play that and I'm like, okay, I know what I'm getting. Do you know what I mean? I know what this is. This is fine, but it ain't gonna blow my dick off or anything. But when I played Ape Out, the first 3 minutes, I was like, this is like nothing I've played before.
Make an impact, and it's not like anything you've seen before. Whereas a lot of games like Assassin's Creed, for instance, other Assassin's Creed
games.
Or
the Ubisoft games.
Any Ubisoft game, All right, let's spin the wheel. And it's spinning and it's spinning and it's spinning. It looks like it's Stuart. Stuart for the win.
Okay, yeah. I'm continuing to play Muramasa Rebirth.
Muramasa
Rebirth, which is pretty freaking good. I must admit, I am totally blown away with this game. It's on the on the Vita. I know no one plays that anymore, and it's even stopped production now, so it's completely defunct. But what a game! The combat is just so slick. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's got all those Japanese trappings, as in naked, half-naked girls and stuff, because it's Japanese, so that's what there's a bit, right, where you can regenerate your health and repair all your swords, but you have to go to the spa naked. Because you can play as two characters. You can play as
That's
a male
how
or
I
a female.
repair my swords.
Just dip him in the health spa. That's what you got to do. The main criticism, if I had a criticism, would be getting to your next objective can be so confusing sometimes, because it's not really very clear which direction you need to go in. Okay. Because the map doesn't. When you go to the big map, where you can look at the whole map, it doesn't show on the map where you're meant to go. There's no little flag on it just to show you where you're headed. So you have to rely on the little mini map that's on screen with like an arrow pointing in the right direction. But sometimes you have to go in a different direction, then down and back in the direction you came from.
Yeah.
So it's so confusing. The amount of times I'm like, I'm not sure which way I need to go now, because if I follow the direction, it suddenly shows that it's behind you, but it's not really behind you, because you have to change path at some point and then go back in the same direction. It's very, very confusing. That being said, I absolutely love it. It's just so slick.
No, I mean, like, I say what you will about Japanese. It's not my thing, but the combat looks pretty decent, I have to say.
It's slick and it looks gorgeous. The backdrops.
Oh, go mad.
Incredible. Oh no, there was a bit today.
Oh, no.
There was a bit today where it was at dusk and the sun was just setting, and the light from the sun was just refracting through all the trees and stuff, and it just looked beautiful. You know, when you look at something, I'm like, wow, that looks stunning.
You have one of those.
I know, but it just
looks good. It looks kind of like a SNES game. Like I don't know. It looks the art's good. It just doesn't seem like it blows me away.
Yeah, it does. It's not as good in these like foresty bits, but when you get out in the open,
now.
It doesn't look good now. But it does look good now still. But it's just amazing. The lighting is
you just don't get it, Duke.
You just don't get it, Duke.
That's fine.
Just don't get it.
You just fucking don't get it. All right.
But I've just had like a huge boss fight, which took me 3 goes to beat.
Yeah.
But I never got frustrated because I knew that I just had to be more skillful. You know, you can button bash to an extent with this game, and it's quite forgiving in that respect. You know, they'll let you sort of button bash a bit, and then you can sort of get through stuff. But it's way better once you start really thinking about how you're going to do stuff and which direction you need to go, when you're going to bring in your special attacks. And that's how I beat the boss in the end. It was just by thinking about timing and stuff and sort of not just bashing buttons and hoping for the best.
It's like most fighting games where, like, you know, you can button bash and it'll do something, but to really get good, you've got to work it out.
Yeah, and it's not terribly deep combat-wise, and you know, there aren't really a whole lot of combos, but it just looks cool when you're doing it. You know what I mean? Even though it's quite simplistic.
It's a sign of good game design if it's simple sword fighting, button mashing, but it's still not. It doesn't get dull. You know what I mean?
No, it always looks awesome. You know, and the variety of enemies is pretty cool as well. And like sometimes you'll get like 4 hard ones, or you'll get like 20 easier ones. But when you get the 20 easier ones, you get these huge combos, and it just looks amazing. You know, when all these things are flying around the screen and you're kicking the shit out of everybody. Yeah, I love this game. You know, I recommend if you've got a Vita, like hiding away in a cupboard somewhere that you haven't dusted off in many years, because I'm sure there's quite a few people out there who have. I think this costs £15 or 20 quid or something on the Vita store on the PSN, and it's
buy Ape Out instead.
It's seriously worth every penny. It's just so good, really, really good.
Chinny has turned into a horse.
I know. Yeah, it's turned into a monkey back or something. I don't know what's going on there.
Sorry, brief diversion. I had a student. I'm grading these papers where my students create these characters and they're answering questions about them. And I had a student who wrote about a British character. And a lot of times students will do that, and then they'll not know much about the UK. But this student said greatest achievement is receiving 9s in her GCSEs. I'm like, wow, this student knows what GCSEs are. How about that?
Yeah. And 9s are the best than the highest mark you can get.
Yeah.
So there you go.
So I'm gonna say my British friends approve of your level of detail.
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, Muramasa, got a Vita, dust it off, get it played, because it's pretty damned impressive.
Yeah.
Play it now. You got a Vita. You've no excuse not to give this a go.
Somebody in the chat. Oh, Darren says it looks a lot like Dust.
Yeah, it is.
Elysian's Tale.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is similar to that. It is similar to that.
Especially now, because I swapped the clip just to see.
Oh, is that what you put on? That's really fun. I was thinking this looks way more colourful than that, but yeah, I totally recommend it. Give Muramasa a go. It's so good. So
Muramasa Rebirth is what Stuart has just been talking about, but no one gives a fuck about that. Duke, what have you got to talk about?
Nothing.
Brilliant.
Absolutely nothing. That's Wheel of Fish as well. Here, wait, I got it.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Stupid. You're so stupid.
Classic. You're welcome.
I guess it's down to me. Down to me and you then, Chinny.
It's down to me and you.
recommend you. I think you should just go because I've spoken for long enough about a game.
I've been playing just one more game, and that game is Tetris 99. A little bit more.
And who arranges the blocks?
I am the man.
By the way, sorry, I should have said that I went to the classic arcade down the street or on the other side of the town, and I got a high score of 200,000 points on Galaga. What? That's all.
What?
That is all. Yes, I've been playing more of Tetris 99. My best score is seventh place.
Wow, that's pretty good.
I've come to the conclusion that I'm never ever gonna win Tetris 99. It is so fucking difficult.
But it is.
Well, you're getting better though, aren't you? You're getting improved.
I know, but like that was like 2 weeks ago when I got 7th, and I just feel like, oh man, I'm just never.
You
gonna
peaked.
do it.
Did you feel?
Yeah, I feel like I peaked, and I'm like, fucking hell, it's so difficult. And it just when you get to like top 20, it gets so fast, and you don't really have a lot of time to think when you're playing it.
Yeah, because the best players of this game, they go crazy fast. They're making moves before you've even thought about it.
It's true. I've learned a little bit about how the systems work. So what happens is, I learned what badges are, right? So I thought badges was your rank. So you've got a ranking system, you know, like Call of Duty, where the more you play it, the more XP and you get a rank. Okay. But I thought that was badges, and that's not badges. That is just your rank. So then I looked into what badges were. If you knock somebody out, right? So if somebody's like near to death on the grid, you can tell because their screen kind of turns red. And what you want to do then is knock them out. And if you get the score, if you get the point for knocking them out, you get a badge. And then if you get a badge, then your multiplier goes up. So instead of sending one line to them, you send 2 lines to them and things like that. And it's like there's strategy involved. Combat, yeah. So it is a lot more like a battle royale than you think it is. But then you have to think about like, well, you don't want to attack too aggressively because you've got 4 options, right? You can attack people that are near death. You can attack randoms. You can attack people with lots of badges. Or you can attack attackers, right? People attacking you.
Attacker.
Right? So if you're attacking somebody, they can attack you. If you've got a lot of badges, they can attack you. So you've got to kind of try and be under the radar as much as possible. So how do you do that? And funny enough, apparently one of the best tactics to play Tetris 99 and win is to play Tetris as normal as possible. I.e., don't
stand out.
Don't like try and knock people out too soon. Don't they call it, I forgot the term for it, but you know when you leave a gap on the side and then you put the 4-piece down to get 4s in a row, like don't do that too often. Do you know what I mean? Like, so don't play it, don't be too smart about it is apparently a tactic. And but then I looked at somebody else's YouTube channel and it was like, just go all out, and I was like, what the fuck do I do? So it's deeper than you think, Tetris 99. It's very, very strange that we're talking about Tetris still in 2019, and it has a lot to say. So, I'll keep going. Do you want to know how many games I've played? Shall we have a look at that?
Have a look. How many?
Because it gives you some decent stats. So let's go on stats here. It says total time played, 4 hours and 52 minutes. So I've been playing that. And then total games played 115. Highest place is 7th. Wins 0. Most KO'd in one match 4. Total KO'd 50. I'm
sorry, I may have missed this. You may have just said it. What's the closest you've ever gotten to winning? Does it tell you?
7th. Yeah.
7th.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
good luck. I hope you make it happen.
Indeed, you do. That's the last game from me. Stuart?
Yeah, have you played the Puyo Tetris demo? Because there's one of them on Switch, isn't there?
I have played that, and that's where I ended.
Yeah, it wasn't good then, was it not?
It's not that it's not good. I'm just not a massive fan of Puyo Tetris. Really.
I don't even know what Puyo is. What is he?
It's. I think it's basically the same. I think it's Tetris, but like two-player Tetris, and I'm not quite sure. I got the grasp of it, but I think Puyo Puyo is its own game, and then they combined it with Tetris so you can play either or. I wasn't that impressed with it. I much prefer. You should. Oh, you don't have Nintendo Online, do you? You can't play Tetris.
No.
£20 a year.
£20 a year. It's a lot of money.
Not for the veteran gamers. We're fucking loaded.
We're fucking loaded, minted.
Cash money.
Yeah, Devil May Cry 5.
Ah.
I am still making my way through this. I'm well over halfway through now.
Yeah.
And I think I've realised why I didn't like the demo.
Is because you didn't know that the reviews are going to be good, and then you changed your mind because you like to look at the reviews?
No.
I'll let the listeners make their own mind up about
I really just don't like playing as Nero.
Right.
I just find him, I don't know, I just don't like him at all as a character.
Nero is the cocky...
Yeah.
The cocky one, isn't he?
Yeah, and I just feel like his skill set... Now, I don't know whether this is done on purpose, because in the game, he's almost treated like a scapegoat. By V and by Dante, they sort of treat him as a bit of a, like, he just gets in the way and causes problems.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know whether that's done on purpose, but I really just don't like playing as him. I find his combos a bit simplistic. I find his combat just doesn't look that cool when you do it. Whereas playing as V, I love playing as V because you have all these weird shadow creatures that you can use. And you have to finish off the enemies because you're quite weak as a person. You're quite a weak character and you rely on these creatures to fight for you.
Yeah.
So all you can do is a finish. But the finishing moves are usually really cool. And I've now unlocked Dante as well because I'm well over halfway through the game. So I can play as Dante as well, or have been. And he's super cool. He has all these weird stuff you can do. You can switch all these different styles. You can switch between fists and sword. You can do all these like cool like skill sets that he's got. It's just that V and Dante just are so much more fun to play as.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it. I love playing as them. And it's just so ridiculous. This game is so ridiculous.
Well, yeah, all the Devil May Cry games are ridiculous.
And I'm not going to spoil it, right? But like,
Better not.
I've just been given this cowboy hat, and the way Dante celebrates receiving that hat is nothing short of ridiculous.
Yeah. Huh?
And I'm not going to say what it is, but it did make me chuckle a lot. Because it was totally childish in some ways, but also just funny. It's just
was it the dude on The Simpsons, the Texas guy, when he's 1, 2, 3, 4? Yeah! 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah! 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah! 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, it wasn't that. No.
You're welcome, Antonio.
But he sort of reminded me of something that you'd see in Bayonetta. Put it that way. That's kind of why I think I liked it.
Celebrated a hat by having his hair make him naked?
Nope. No, that didn't happen either. No, that didn't happen either. But it was just a moment, shall we say? It was just a moment in the game where I went, it just made me smile a lot. But yeah, I'm getting on with it a whole lot better now. Like I say, playing, it's weird, right? I've got to a stage where you can choose who you play as, and I'm just like, yeah, V. I'm not playing as, it was between V and Dante, but I'm like, Nero just does not figure into it at all. And I'd be happy to play till the end of the game with not playing as, Nero again, to be quite honest. But
he's only got one arm, isn't he, Nero?
Well, you get a robot arm. They've added this in for his combat on this game. This is only at the beginning. He only has one arm. So they've added these like bionic arms in that all have different powers for his special moves and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't find them that interesting either.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they've added this like arm thing in, I was like, yeah, I guess. But they're just not. It's just not as cool. I just want to play as Dante or V.
That's cool.
Yeah, needs to be cool, man. But yeah, I am enjoying it a lot. It's a lot of fun to play, and like I say, it's just totally juvenile. It's a sort of game, right, where if Kay came in and saw me playing it, she'd be rolling her eyeballs.
No, not like Bayonetta.
Oh yeah, she'd be rolling her eyeballs at that as well. But I love that game, so that doesn't worry me. You know what I mean? But yeah, she'd be totally rolling her eyeballs and going, oh, "What the hell is this?" Because it looks cool. When you do get the combos right, it looks super cool.
Mm.
And I'm like, I mean, this is how ridiculous the game is. It's a slight spoiler, I guess. But you unlock a weapon for Dante, which is a motorbike that splits in two, and you use each half of the motorbike as an individual weapon in each hand. And the special moves involve spinning the wheel on the floor. So you do this fight forward move and you literally, it propels you forward using the spin of the wheel of the motorbike as momentum. But then it's got like swords on the front of it. It's just ridiculous. Totally ridiculous.
Why not?
Well, why not? Yeah, why not have a motorbike that splits in two as a weapon?
Yeah.
Makes total sense. But you can switch between all of those. Like, I love the punch with Dante. The way he punches is just awesome. You know, and then like as you build up the punch combo, he starts glowing, and then he's like more ferocious, and then he gets faster. It just looks great. Just great. So yeah, I am impressed, and I must admit, Capcom lately have been really pulling it out of the bag. You know, between this and Resident Evil 7, and obviously Resident Evil 2 remake, they can do no wrong at the moment. I think Capcom are doing a sterling job.
Nope,
as a
Ubisoft.
developer. Yeah, Ubisoft just keep doing the fucking rinse repeat though, don't they?
Kidding, it's fine. Yes, everybody likes what they like.
But yeah, so Capcom, I've got to hold my hands up and say I was wrong about the demo. Well, I wasn't wrong about the demo, but wrong about the full game being good. Should I say? Because I am enjoying it way more than I thought I would. The only other thing I've played, I'm not going to talk about Awesome P because there's not a whole lot to say about that. But Millie made me buy it for the Switch, and she's playing that at the moment. Yeah, she's liking it. It's hard. It's very difficult. But the only other, I played the demo for Yoshi's Crafted World.
Oh yeah.
Have you played this, Ginny?
No, I'm not a really big fan of Yoshi games. I don't know why. I think he's a little twat.
Really?
That should only be ridden and shouldn't have his own little fucking game. The cocky little dinosaur.
It feels a bit
bat.
judgmental there, Ginny. Feels a bit judgmental.
Listen, I just don't like dinosaurs, okay? If that's racist, then just so be it.
It's very cute.
It is very cute. I don't know. You know what?
very
I don't know why I've never played the Yoshi game. They've just never appealed to me. I think is the correct reason. I've looked at them and just gone, I don't know. It hasn't got Mario in it, so therefore I don't give a shit.
Yeah, it's definitely not got
Mario or dead.
Yeah. It's great. It looks really, really good. The only thing I would say is I don't think that I'm the target audience for this game.
You know, Yoshi, there's rumours that he's a neo-Nazi. You know that, right?
Is that true?
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
Who knew?
No, I don't,
Yeah.
you know. I don't know.
But it looks great. I mean,
Spread shit.
graphically, it looks amazing.
It's all
all the
cardboard, isn't it?
textures.
It's all
all the
cardboard
textures
stuff.
look great.
Mm.
It's very nicely made.
It is very cute.
It looks lovely.
Because the last Yoshi game was all wool, wasn't it?
That's right. Yeah.
And now they've done cardboard. I think Kirby's wool now.
Yeah, Kirby's Epic Yarn, wasn't it?
Kirby's another fucking twat that I don't care about. I just don't know. I've never really been into the Kirby games either. So
yeah,
just...
it looks great. The way you get weaponry is like shooting eggs, and you do that by sucking up enemies, and they turn into egg. They come out of his bum as an egg.
Yes. Yep.
Like they do. Like you would
Boom.
expect. That's how it works.
Yeah. No, Yoshi's a cold-hearted killer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just a fucking bastard.
Yeah. He just sucks people up and shoots them out of his ass.
That's
as an
also
egg.
what Kirby does. He just sucks them up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mad bastard.
And everything's very cute, you know, like your life is all these little love arts, and you know what I mean?
How much is it?
Full price, of course. I think it's 50 odd quid on
Fucking
pre-order or something. It's a lot of money.
Fuck
This
that.
is not a cheap game.
That's
It's not a cheap
crazy.
game. It is. It is. But I think there'll be a lot of game. You know
You
what I mean?
think?
I think it's gonna
Oh,
be.
okay.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot of game. It's Nintendo. They're good developers, aren't they?
They
You know,
are
they're-
good.
They don't give you shit.
No.
You know, but they charge you for it.
Yeah. I don't think I'd ever buy this.
No, having played the demo, right? I think it's very cool, but I keep saying, I just don't think it's aimed at me. It's $49.99, sorry, so it is the standard 50 quid. It's a standard 50 quid. Yeah, it's not aimed at me. I feel like it's not very difficult either.
No.
It didn't feel very challenging at all.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it does feel cool, you know, the way you have to find stuff, and then you get like you go back to there's this guy who gives you missions, and he's like, I want you to bring me back 5 cows. So then you have to go back in the level and shoot 5 cows for him.
Yeah.
So you have to. It's a bit like a Where's Wally. So you have to look where all the cows are and shoot them.
It's a kids game.
It's a kids game.
Yeah.
It's a kids
You know,
game.
Yoshi got accused for drug trafficking. Do you know?
Is that true? Wow.
Yeah.
Who
I didn't
knew?
hear about that.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Shove it up.
Was
up his
it
arse.
Blue Sky? Was it Blue Sky who was selling?
I don't know. He shoves it up his arse.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Who knew Yoshi was such a rebel? Who
Yeah.
knew?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
I think the weird thing for me is like, you know, if you look at Little Big Planet, it's got a similar cuteness to it,
Yeah.
but for some reason that would still appeal to me as an adult, whereas this is cute, but I feel like it doesn't appeal to an adult in the same way as Little Big Planet would, which is weird, you know. And or Tearaway for that. I love Tearaway.
Yeah, I suppose it's just not very. I don't want to say. Yeah, maybe I do mean deep as a game. Like, it's pretty simple stuff. I think it is for a child to play.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
that's not
for
knocking
instance,
it. That I think it is just, you know, a kid's game, really.
For instance, in this level, the baddie breaks the train and says, "I'm gonna hide the pieces. You'll never find them."
Yeah.
You know, in a very evil voice type way. But you find him in like literally 2 minutes.
Yeah.
He doesn't hide them very well, if I'm being honest.
No. Yeah, is that your critique of the back? You're not trying here, really, are you?
Yeah, you're a shit baddie because
Yeah.
he took me 5 minutes to find the things you said I was never gonna find.
Bad
Some matter
effort.
with-
At least Bowser takes he takes the princess.
Yeah,
and he
you
put-
never get near that princess.
and he
until the end
puts her
of
in
the game.
different castles, and it fucking pisses Mario off because
Oh,
he's
yeah.
and the
yeah.
Toad's already there, and he could have just told him at the start that like the princess isn't in the castle, but he waits till the end. He's such
Exactly.
a bellend.
All right. Are we
Right,
ready to
this
move on?
cast.
Is there anything else to say about this game?
No, I don't think there's anything left to say about this game. It's cute.
I heard that.
Got any new games?
Yeah, no, I heard that Yoshi has got some affiliation with
I wonder what you're gonna say now.
ISIS.
with ISIS. Yeah, like I heard that he recruits young
Wow.
people to ISIS.
That is pretty extreme.
Yeah, no, well, you know,
extreme.
you wouldn't expect Yoshi to do it though, would you?
You wouldn't know.
So
What,
when-
along with the drug dealing.
So when like he turns up to the police station, everybody's like, this dinosaur ain't taking anyone to ISIS, sneaking them through Turkey. And they're like, no, he fucking is, and he gets away with it. He's a bastard.
Can I just say the other thing I should have mentioned? There's a B side as well as an A side to each level,
Okay.
which it flips the entire level 180 degrees, so you see the back side of everything.
There you go. That's clever. That's Nintendo for you, isn't
That
it?
is kind of clever. So you can play the level twice, and you know, there's one side's different to the other.
Aren't they clever, Nintendo?
They're very, and obviously you run in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
They're very clever.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's Nintendo, though. They
Okay.
know what they're doing.
Right. Fuck that off then.
Fuck that off. Right. Okay. Emails, I guess. I guess it's email time.
I guess so.
Whoa, that ruled.
Yes, it did.
Just to make you aware, like, I feel like if some really big news came out, because I know there's some rumors of like Google having a console and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, we're waiting for that. That's not happened yet, has it?
We should probably talk about that, but I'm just talking about developer takes a shit kind of news, which is really boring.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, emails, go for it.
Anyway, first one's off Pete Landymore.
Ooh.
Hi,
Pete. Hi, Pete. How you doing,
Hi,
Pete?
Pete. We haven't had a
What
we
a
haven't had an email
Pete.
from Pete for ages. Anyway, his email is entitled Jiggle Physics. He says, "Hi, podcast people. It's been a while. I hope you're all well."
It has been a while.
It has been
Yeah,
a while.
we're well.
I think we should all take a moment to discuss the ever so important subject of sexual objectification in games.
Yes.
Like Yoshi.
Like Yoshi, yeah. What? So what you're saying is he's sex as well as the drugs?
He's
and
just
the
a sexy
ISIS?
little dinosaur, isn't
I see what you did there. Let's take the recent release of Dead or Alive 6
he? Right.
as an example. Even though it's the most fluid, complex, and enjoyable fighting game ever created. That's a big claim right there. That,
It
isn't
is.
It's a huge claim. The boobs jiggle.
They
So
do.
It's a piece of shit. No one should ever buy this game.
I don't think anyone's saying that.
I said, look, that's what Pete's saying.
Well, I
Look,
think he's
that's his
joking.
opinion.
It's a way to throw shade on feminists. But anyway, go on.
For those of you who have already bought the game, I feel sorry for you. You are now aware that women have breasts of varying size and that breasts are not made from concrete. Also, your exposure to CGI mammaries has turned you into a mentally depraved pervert who will go and recreate scenes from the Serbian film just to fulfill your now impossible to satisfy sexual hunger. Wow, another big claim. Another big claim. Objectification of the pixel-based digital representation of female form is holding women back. If Dead or Alive had never existed, there would be no gender-based pay gap, and women would just be as good at driving as men are. Wow. He really just said that. For your information, this game has even more scantily clad men in it, but no one cares because it's okay to objectify men. So, in conclusion, never masturbate to Dead or Alive while using petrol as a lubricant because it hurts. Lots of love, Pete. Wow. What do you think?
Is there a question?
I'm not sure.
No, I think he's making fun of people who critique the fact that Dead or Alive games are basically pornography disguised under bikinis and stuff. And it's, you know, it may be a good game. I've never played it. I don't know, but
I think they are good.
Okay, that's fine. But there's no doubt that one of the reasons they sell a lot of games is because guys like looking at big tits. And so
Yeah.
if you're into looking at big tits, fine, be into looking at big tits, but don't try to tell me like, oh, the game, you know, whatever. Like, there's a lot to do with the fact that this is, you know, hey, it is what? How am I supposed to say it? When women are
how do you say
video
it?
games, very often their only status is to serve as eye candy for men. Okay, no, it's not leading to the pay gap, and yes, you're right that it's not going to cause people to go out and be sexual predators. But nevertheless, it's kind of, first of all, it makes guys look stupid and ridiculous when it's like, hey, we know how we can get guys money. Show them a bunch of big tits.
Yeah.
Yeah. But to be fair, I mean, I'm having a look now at images of Dead or Alive 6 men.
Yes.
And there are men in boxer shorts for some reason.
Yes, there are. Right. Now, see, if men were in Speedos, that would be a little closer to equivalence. But the point is that it doesn't work like that because our society has not been built for thousands of years around the objectification of men's bodies. So to just put men in the same situations is not equivalent because it's a different social context.
I just think it's ridiculous. Oh, I've accidentally bought it. Sorry. Sorry about that.
Do you know that would be
I haven't played
hilarious?
this game. I don't know. It might be a really good game, but I wish they could give us a game that had strong female protagonists that didn't have to be boobs.
These
Hey,
are
guys,
strong. They're kicking the
check
shit
out
out
the
of everyone. Does that not count?
It's not the point. The point is it's also boobs.
Yeah.
Yes.
If somebody drew pictures of Millie kicking the shit out of people, but also had her in bikinis with big boobs, would you be like, oh, that's a good way to represent my daughter? No, you'd be upset.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I can't argue with that. But
This game came out. When was the first Dead or Alive game? Was it like the 90s or the early
was
noughties?
that a PS1 game?
It was a different time back then.
Yeah.
And,
Not that different. I mean, let's be honest.
And I don't know. I feel like, I mean, they are popular, but like, I don't know. I feel like people play these games because they have some sort of nostalgic connection to them. Back in the day, they probably played them for a bit of titillation, but it's not that difficult to find porn these days. So like, I don't know. I just feel like people just like these. Yeah, they're a bit weird. I would feel a bit odd playing this game if I played it. But I don't really like Japanese stuff anyway. I don't know. Is there lots of this in Yakuza, Stu?
No. No. There's a lot of weird stuff in Yakuza, but sort of digital jiggly boobs there is not, no.
I mean, I'm looking at a scene now. It's two men fighting. I didn't really know.
Yeah.
I thought Dead or Alive was all women. I didn't know there were men in it.
Dunno.
I don't know.
I've like I said,
I don't know
never
much
played.
about it, to be honest. Dead or Alive.
There's probably more than we realize. You know, there's a.
I don't know.
Whatever. Anyway, next.
Dead or Alive. Thanks,
yeah,
Pete.
sorry. Yeah, cheers, Pete, for pointing all that stuff out to us.
They are.
The
I
next-
just saw a scene there, and her boobs did seem to jiggle quite a lot for no reason.
No, that's one of the famous things about Dead or Alive is the jiggle boobs physics.
Yeah, but if they didn't jiggle, women would complain, saying that's
yeah,
not
that's
realistic.
well, that it wasn't realistic.
Yeah.
As somebody who listens to the Feminist Frequency podcast every week, I've never heard them complaining about the fact that there's games where women's boobs.
I'm not being funny, right? I'm watching the gameplay here, and the girl in the very short black mini dress would have broken her ankle by now, kicking like with those high heels on.
I'm concerned. I'm concerned about that young lady's knees more than anything.
They all look like they're 12. The guys look like they're 28. The women look like
true.
they're 12.
That's what freaks me out a little bit.
That's part of it too. It's the infantilization of the woman.
Yeah, it's weird. I find it weird. That's why I don't
move on.
But there's but what's not weird is that a dinosaur egg just picked her up.
Yeah, the pterodactyl just flew down.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's Japanese, you know.
Okay, we got to move on because you can't just say it's Japanese.
There's a lot of people in Japan, dude.
It's Japanese. Right, okay.
I want you to go on the feminist podcast that Duke listens to. Just go.
Yeah.
It's Japanese.
It's Japanese. Come on.
And they're all gonna go.
You
got us there. Because there's no perverts.
There's no argument
Japan
against it. It's Japanese. How
Japan
can you
is
argue
full
against
of perverts, and there's none outside of it.
Exactly. Right, okay, the next email is off Jason. He says this, L.A. Pigeon.
Right.
He says, veterans. I love weird, but I draw the line at pigeon sex. I like how Stu is put off by one of my favourite games of all time, L.A. Noire, yet he'll bang on about a game where you bang a pigeon. I played L.A. Noire with all of its DLC in black and white. Top 10 game of all time.
Yeah.
P.S. Listen to P-Town and you can meet Duke the dog, Jason.
Good old Jason.
Good old Jason.
Good old Jason.
Jace.
He likes his weird games, but he's always got my back with Rockstar. That's what I like about Jason.
I know, yeah. L.A. Noire, Red Dead 2. He'll defend those to the end of the earth.
Because he's right.
Anyway, it wasn't freaking Rockstar. They only published it. It's Team Bondi.
They had an influence on it. Shut up.
Yeah, they went, put more shooting in it and make him more angry when he's questioning people.
Shut up.
Oh. So the next email has only just come in. I've got to say, literally came in.
Hot off the press.
Hot off the press. It's from Kev Westerman.
Yeah. Twitch Funk.
Kev says this. What up, veterans?
What the fuck up?
Hope all is well. Stu, thank you very much for the offer of Catherine. Very generous of you. But I'm sure that's one you will want to keep a hold of.
No.
Now, you know, I've got the new ones coming out soon, so I guess I'll...
Stu ain't loyal to his collection of video games.
No, I'm not. They all go to the smelly shop normally, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
But I got Duke to buy it for me. So unfortunately, it's an American version, and they don't take them. Otherwise, it would still wouldn't even have it anymore. So I wouldn't have it. But yeah, it works fine on the British console, by the way. But I'm sure it's one you want to keep hold of. There's a lot of collectors out there, and it could fetch a nice little price in the coming years. If you insist,
people don't know that the veteran gamers are loaded, right? Me, Stu, and Duke were absolutely rolling in dough because of this show. So don't worry about it.
My butler was just saying the same thing the other day.
Yeah.
When he would say that.
If you insist, though, I am willing to trade you a copy of Rad Rogers.
Rad Rogers.
Rad Rogers. You said you'd not. Well, you said you'd not heard of it. Nope. No, I haven't. So, hey, Kev, what have you been playing this week? Well, Stu, thanks for asking. Well, I manned up and started Assassin's Creed 2.
Yes.
It's actually not that bad. No, it's one of that's when it started to get good.
Yeah.
That's when it started to get good. It moves and plays pretty well, and the storyline isn't too shabby either. Managed to get about 2 hours in and gained about 8 trophies. So we're looking to platinum this one this week and move on.
Yeah.
There you go. I also hacked my way through the first 15 missions on Devil May Cry 5. God, he's further than me. Being 3/4 of the way through, though, you'd think I would have some grasp of what's going on. Nope, not a clue. Yeah, I know, and I hate to say this, but it's Japanese.
Yeah.
It's Japanese. I've got a bit, because I have played a couple of, I've played 4 and stuff, so I know some of the sort of backstory. I think the story's actually all right. I think it's all right. There was a bit of a twist that came up, and I was like,
Well, on Devil May Cry 5.
yeah. Yeah, there was an all right twist. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Okay. I am, however, enjoying the acting and animation. There's also some real laugh out loud moments. I've mentioned one of those already.
Lol.
I've just given up on following or trying to what's actually going on. Yeah. I'm not too sure what music the development team were listening to when creating DMC, but I'm calling too soon on I Believe I Can Fly. And the mic. Oh no, I'm not going to mention that because that's one of my favorite.
R. Kelly, he's Japanese.
Yeah. Let's just say
he's Japanese. It's fine that he just locks up young women in his house.
Yeah.
And finally, I cracked open the Division 2. God, this guy plays a lot of games.
He does play a lot of games.
He plays a lot of games. Didn't get as many hours in as I would have liked to, but already feel this is going to be consuming the majority of my gaming time for the next few months. However, I'm getting the feeling that this is way, way, way too similar to the Division 1, which might shorten its life for me.
Yeah, I suppose that's
There's all sorts of things to do, dude. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I have heard that it's a lot like the first one, but from what I understand, most people are okay
I guess I
with
don't
that.
mind it very much.
Yeah, I won't mind that either.
It's a lot like Stummies, so I've heard.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, has got a question for the week. A question of the week.
Let's hear it.
If you could erase one game from your memory, brain, not hard drive, so you could experience the game for the first time, we've had this before, but we can answer it again.
Skyrim.
Yeah. Which game would it be?
Red Dead 1, I think.
Would it be Red Dead 1?
Red Dead 1, yeah. Closely followed by Portal 2.
Portal 2? Portal 2 is pretty impressive, isn't it? I'm gonna go Witcher 3. Yeah. I'm gonna go Witcher 3 because I must admit, like I always say something a bit weird and. Well, yeah, I'd love to play The Witcher 3 again with having no knowledge of it. His would be The Witcher 2. The Xbox 360.
I can do that if I wanted to.
You could. You could.
Play it with no knowledge because I never played it.
I would get up 2 hours early to play it before work. If the reason I purchased an Xbox One, because it was going to be an Xbox One exclusive. There you go. Anyway, chaps, I've rambled on enough. Look forward to listening. Have a great week. Kev.
Thanks, Kev.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
The offer of Catherine Stiller. Look, if you really don't want to take it, look, you can just borrow it and post it me back when you finish. Look, whatever suits you.
I've got Rad Rogers on the screen here, Stu.
Right, okay. Let's have a look.
So have a look at it. It looks like a 2D sort of twin stick shooter, and you have a robot companion where you have some sort of floating levels.
So what's this on? What is this on?
I think this is on the PS4.
Huh. Never even heard of it.
No, it's very pretty.
It does look pretty.
It is
look
pretty.
I will give it. We'll give it that.
Looks pretty good.
I don't know whether it's my kind of thing. Looking at it, I don't know.
More my kind of thing, really.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know whether it's my kind of thing. So there you go.
Cool.
And that's it. That is it for emails. But we have got a speak pipe that I sent over to you earlier. Speak pipe. Speak pipe. Speak pipe. It's the way to leave a message for us.
That is crap.
All right. This is from Derek Signs. Derek Signs. I'm not stalling. You're stalling. Derek Signs.
Derek Signs.
Gotta have some intro music.
Hello, veteran gamers. It's Derek Sains back
Hello.
again. And I was listening earlier this week to the live Twitch stream of the episode 50 of the Entertain Nerds. And about halfway through the show, we got the Mike Chin takeover.
Yeah.
I'm sure that since his brother Pete is now a member of the team, he waived his usual appearance fee. But a couple of things came up in the chat, which Antonio was curating at the time, which I thought I'd expand on. Firstly, the subject of remastered games. I said I'd recently bought the remastered Dead Island games, and I was looking forward to playing them. But Antonio said he'd probably find them hard to play when he'd already played games like Dying Light. And I just wondered, do you buy many remastered games of ones you maybe bought before, or do you not usually bother? And the second thing was movies based on video game franchises.
All right, we need to do these things one at a time. Let's just calm down. Let's just take a pause.
Whoa.
Calm down.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Whoa.
Can't remember two things. Shit,
Yeah,
Derek.
Remastered games.
Remastered
Only
games.
if they're really good. So if they do something different, like Final Fantasy VII, I'm waiting for them to finish that remaster. I will buy that. Resident Evil 2, meh. Missed, okay, I'll do that. Skyrim,
Whoa,
yeah.
whoa. Why are you going meh for Resident Evil 2?
I'm just not into it. It's not my thing. Like, if I had to like the game originally, like, I'm not probably going to buy a lot of games that are remastered if I didn't play them the first time around.
Resident Evil 2 was a remake. I think that's very different to a remaster.
Okay, you're right.
I don't mind remastered too much. I just don't really have time for them. I struggle to keep up with the games that I'm playing. So for me to go back and play a remaster is a little bit difficult for me. I mean, because I know they did an Ezio remaster collection. So Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood and Revelations, and I did think, oh, maybe I'd play that. But then I thought, no, maybe not, because I can't be bothered. Because there's just so many fucking games to play that I never... My problem is I need more games. That's never my problem. There's too many, so that's why I don't go back. It's just because I feel like everything that I play... At the time that I've got to play games is very precious, so I make sure that I'm playing something that's new.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually a sucker for remastered games, and I've played quite a few of them.
Like...
Because I played the Resident Evil 2, but that's kind of a remake.
That's a remake.
Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, I played
that.
Well, I only played that one because that was the only one I had available to me.
But I played that twice now. I played the Shadow of the Colossus HD-ified one on the PS3, and then the remastered one on the PS4 as well. So I've played that twice in a remastered form.
Yeah.
The only other one I guess that I played was The Last of Us on PS4, which it's a very sort of tenuous remaster because it's exactly the same, but they've just added HDR and 4K graphics to it. So it's hard to say it's remastered as such because it looked great on the PS3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when the early sort of first couple of years of this generation cycle, there was a lot of remastering going on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not that bothered about them.
And the other big one, I guess, which you sort of found yourself forgetting about, was The Secrets of Monkey Island.
No, I don't forget about it. I just know.
when they brought that out on the Xbox.
Let's forget about it.
Yeah, that was really good remaster, and that was great because you could play either in the remastered version or the original graphics.
That reminded me of I suppose the only remaster I've put some time into is the Halo Master Chief Collection, which is available on PC now. But I never really finished it because I've played Halo probably about 10 times. I've probably finished Halo. I've never played it on my own Halo. I've always played it co-op. And they remastered 2, and I haven't played 2 for years. And they did all the cutscenes again and everything. So I would like to go back to that.
Yeah.
But it's time.
And I will be playing a remastered, actually, and Yakuza Kiwami.
But does it count if you haven't played them before?
Yeah, true. I haven't played that
for
before,
me,
but that is a remastered
if you played something and then you play the remaster, and it's the second time, that's. But I would play Yakuza Kiwami because I don't have the facility to play the original anymore.
Yeah,
that is the only way to play it, and it's the best way to play it.
I will be playing a remastered version of a game later this year.
Go ahead.
Which is Catherine, of course. when that comes out. I'll be definitely playing it.
And we're ready for the next
Okay.
part of the question here.
Okay.
I said I'd watch the live action trailer for the upcoming Doom Annihilation movie, and it looked pretty terrible. So I made the suggestion that going forward, any movie based on a video game should be either animation of some sort, or CGI. So I wondered what you thought of that. And I think that's it. So I'll just say until next time, keep on gaming.
Thank you, most interesting. I think we've had quite enough of this nonsense.
I think Tomb Raider showed that you could make a decent movie out of a video game with live action. But
Which
it's
Tomb
rare.
Raider?
Well, the first one.
Oh, okay. The Angelina Jolie one.
Yeah.
Okay.
There were
It's
none
not
of them
great art,
particularly
but-
good, to be fair.
Huh?
There were none of them really that great.
Well, no, I'm not saying it's great. It's just it's decent. Like,
Yeah.
It's not Prince of Persia. It's not, Resident Evil. It's a decent movie.
Yeah. I thought the first Tomb Raider film was okay. Like, nothing brilliant. Just
Right.
look, okay, fine. It's a dumb movie. I thought there were parts of the first Hitman movie that were okay. Yeah, I struggle really. I think I saw the trailer for the new Detective Pikachu movie. I guess that's a thing.
I guess that's it.
They're making a Sonic animation, like full movie Sonic animation with Jim Carrey in it and everything. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't really care about them.
I think the problem is, and this has always been the problem, games as movies tend to be a bit shit.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean they have to be.
No, it doesn't mean they have to. But the other problem we've got is, and the reason that they're a bit shit, is that they're normally like video game stories are usually a bit shit. So they're never really a strong enough story to convert into a decent movie.
Yeah, fair enough.
Especially in the past.
I really thought that the Assassin's Creed movie was going to do it. I really did.
It was terrible. I've never even seen it, but
I haven't seen it. But I heard about it as soon as it come out, and when it was sort of being made, I saw a trailer. I was like, this could be all right. This could be the one that does it. But I think ultimately it's usually made by a director that kind of has some withering knowledge of the game, and it's kind of put on them to, hey, we need to let's make some money out of this franchise, and then they do some research and they get a gist of it, but they never nail it because they never have that knowledge of it. And then I feel like I think the best thing we can hope for really is things that are inspired by games, right? So like Black Mirror is something that's like inspired by a lot of video games. I would say like a film like The Raid is inspired by video
love
games.
The Raid. It's one of my favourite films.
The Raid is basically a boss fight and different levels, right? That's pretty much what it is. And I just, and I think the guy, I forgot his name, the Welsh guy, he's big into his game.
It's just awesome, isn't it?
It's just like, you can kind of see like the spill out of video games. Like in the Wachowskis, for example, they're influenced by Kung Fu and video games. And like the influence of video games is really positive. Apparently in Inception, the snow scene was influenced by Modern Warfare 2. So like, that's the best we can hope for, is that video games get to a level where these directors get inspired, but making a Call of Duty movie is not something that I'm that bothered about, to be honest.
No, and to be fair, it would just be a war movie, wouldn't it? That's what it'd end up being. To be fair, I'll be honest, if you want to actually watch a TV show that's based on a video game, that's really, really good, and on Netflix.
I'm not watching Castlevania.
Castlevania is so good.
No,
it's really, really good.
No, thank you.
No,
definitely worth a watch.
But that's Derek's point, though. It should be animated.
Yeah, and it works really well, and it's quite a good subject matter. It's quite an interesting story that it's based on. On Count Dracula and all that kind of stuff. So it's fairly unique-ish.
Well, that's what Castlevania is. That's what Castlevania is about.
That's what I mean. So it's kind of unique in the, it's not as generic as a lot of stuff that they'd make. And the way they handle it in the animated TV show is excellent. Really, really good. And it's very graphic.
Yeah, Blair. I've sort of gone off animation a little bit, really. I feel like Big Mouth is the last sort of thing I've been that bothered about.
Yeah.
I've got no desire to watch Family Guy or anything anymore.
If you need me, I'll be in the bubble bath.
I think I'm worried about Rick and Morty getting saturated and stuff like that. I kind of wish they'd just stop. You know what I mean? They just don't make any more Rick and Morty. But we'll see.
We'll see. And I think that's it. That's it. Are we done? Are we doing some shout-outs? Get the hell out of here.
Let's do some shout-outs.
Do some shout-outs.
It's time for a shout-out. Hey!
Right, I'm going to go first because I've got a very special shout-out.
And I know what it is, and I knew when this come in, you would like. I knew you would get this one.
Yeah, I'm going to do a special shout-out to Dan because it was his birthday last week. And he was 26, bless him.
No.
So there you go. Yeah, we got a message off his girlfriend asking could we shout him out. So that was really. Also, can we dissuade him from playing FIFA? Because that would be great. So go on, Chidi. You can do the dissuading of playing FIFA.
Okay. I read somewhere, right, that people that play FIFA have tiny dicks. That's what I heard.
Is that true?
Right. And the more you play it, the smaller your dick gets.
Oh yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
Sick burn, dude.
If you ask Little Dick Dave, right down the road, what his favourite game is, he'll say FIFA.
Little Dick Dave.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things about Dave. He reads a lot of books.
Yeah.
He's a really good singer, but
he actually gives millions to charity.
Right. But for some reason,
you get your dick. You get your dick out once in the changing rooms, Little Dick Dave.
Little Dick Dave.
And I asked him, what's your biggest regret, Little Dick Dave? And he says, playing FIFA so much because it's reduced the size of my penis. And I said, that might be the smartest thing you've said all day.
There you go.
So Dan, right? You've got to act now, right?
You got to act now because you don't want to suddenly be dubbed in the future.
You don't want Hannah.
Operators are standing by.
You don't want Hannah moving on, right?
Yeah,
she can't find it, right? So like, you gotta. No, I don't care. Yeah, like you've got to. Like I remember, in a serious note now.
There was
a listener to the show. There was a listener to this show, right?
Yeah.
And this listener only played Call of Duty, right?
That's true.
And he listened to this show, and he started hearing about these other games that we talk about, and started playing different games and all that sort of stuff, and even some good ones, unlike Catherine, and just widened his sort of gaming, and that man was Robin Tate, or Bongo the Sane as we know him, and it's just a richer experience playing wider games, but you will always have, and I'm not knocking FIFA. I think FIFA is a very good game, and you will always have your comfort food. So for Duke, it's Skyrim and Minecraft and Rocket League. For me, it's like at the moment it's Apex and Tetris 99. That's kind of like if I want to just like do nothing. So I'm not saying don't play it, but widen your horizons.
Yeah. Try. Well, we don't know for sure. He only ever plays FIFA. He could play other stuff.
He might do. He might be like, fucking hell, love. I pay him more stuff than FIFA, and then they have a big argument. And then,
I know, we don't want to
fall out,
argument.
and then they go, "What the fuck? How dare you embarrass me in front of the 3 millionaires that I love, the veteran gamers?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't mean to." I was like, "What? Look, I've had enough of your shit. All right, I don't want to fucking hear it." And they fall out.
I don't. Yeah, I feel a bit.
I don't want to hear it
now.
I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But
anyway, happy birthday.
I don't go fuck. Right. Yeah, happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hope you had a good one, Little Dick Dan. Right.
Don't cut. He's not Little Dick Dan.
What? Well, he depends how much FIFA he plays.
No, he's still got time. Okay. He's got time to get out of it.
Yeah, that's it for me. I can't even think of any other shout-outs after that.
I think we've lost a listener.
I think we have lost 2 because she listens as well. We've lost 2 listeners.
Oh shit! Sorry.
We're sorry. This is what happens when people ask us
Don't
to do.
see, this is why you should never interact with the show.
It goes totally wrong.
When
Totally.
Bongo did interact with the show, I looked at his achievements and called him out on all the games he doesn't play, and made him feel
That's right, I
really
do
bad.
remember That, 'cause that seems so long ago now.
Yeah. So hey, Hannah, you should give me his gamer tag, and then I'll just rip him apart and be like, "What the fuck are you playing this?"
FIFA.
Fucking
Call of
played-
Duty.
Oh wow, FIFA 19, 18, 17, and 16. What a variety. Brilliant.
Right, okay.
All right.
Anyway, I hope you like that, Hannah, and that was what you were looking for.
They're probably crying in the car as we speak.
Anyway, Duke.
Yeah, I will shout out Diesel Signs because he said he's been playing Skyrim on the Xbox One. He's got the Dragon Priest mask. So what? Shout out to Corazon because he's been chatting all show. Shout out to the Duchess because she's got about a fortnight left of this goddamn political campaign and she's killing it. What? Hang on a second. What? God damn, I know.
Yeah, but this is only the primary, so once that's finished, she starts.
No. It's been. Oh God, do you listen to anything I say?
I don't know.
Stuart?
I'm confused with all
The
this.
general election is on April 2nd.
Ooh.
All right. Okay.
So we're almost there, people. We got one more episode, and then after that, well, I guess 2 more episodes. But anyway,
D-Day.
Yeah, I will shout out my dog because he's sitting right here snoring away. What up, dog?
Oh.
And I'll shout out Antonio because I don't know. We'll probably play some Rocket League at some point.
There you go. Ginny.
I've always wanted a dog that just follows me.
That's pretty much any dog.
No,
Just
like without a lead. Do you know what I mean? Like a dog.
That, again, if you train it, that's pretty much any dog.
Yeah, I don't want to train. I can't be bothered to train it though.
You can't just get a dog.
I just want a dog to follow. You know that movie.
What you do, right? Is
Yeah.
stick a link of sausages in the back of your pants, trailing out, and then the dog will follow the
Look,
sausages.
you know that movie, The Golden Compass, when they've all got like a fucking animal, right? Following them around everywhere. I want one of those. But mine would probably be something shit like a gecko. You know what I mean? Like something wine.
I think geckos are quite cool.
Yeah, that would be good actually. That'd be good. Like mine would be like a fucking.
Shitter than
Mine would be
like
like an
an
ant. That'd be like a fucking ant. Like, where's your animal?
That sounds shit.
I got an ant. I don't know where it is actually. It's on me somewhere. I don't know.
I get my power from the ant.
Yeah.
If I could.
Tarantula would be quite cool, wouldn't it? If you had a tarantula.
Yeah, one of those red need ones.
I don't really have a shout out, is what I'm saying.
Brilliant.
Thanks to the I do have a shout out. Thanks to the Entertain Nerds for letting me on their show.
Oh my God, have you been on there?
I was on the 50th episode of their show, and when I listened back, because I didn't realise they brought me and Mark on, Mark Annex from the Overseas Connection, at the same time, right?
Ooh.
And I thought, you know, when you bring somebody on, I thought they were just bringing me on, right? So I was going mad, right, doing my thing, you know, spouting shit, and
like you do.
And like my brother was like, oh, you know, give Mark a chance to speak, you fucking dick. And I was like, I didn't realise that
I was even here.
Yeah, I didn't know like he hadn't spoken. I thought like he'd been on a bit and then he'd spoke and then so I listened to the show back and I just sound like a rude prick.
Yeah, so what you're saying is you just took over, is that
pretty
what you're
much?
saying?
Yeah, but you've got Pete, who I can just talk over anyway because he's my brother. I've got Kyle, who I love Kyle, right? But he ain't the most chatty person in the world. And then, you know, I've got Katie.
Oh, you just didn't give him a chance, did you?
No, I didn't give him a chance. I just talked all over the show and took over. And they couldn't chuck me off, which was fun. So thanks so much to them for having me on. Congratulations for reaching 50.
Yeah, I'm glad they did that.
They was in some time dilation because 50 episodes you should get done in a year. They did it in 3. So they by that standard, they will, by the time we're 80 years old, they'll only be like 40 years old. So they're in some sort of time warp over there.
Let's do the time.
I know, yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
So big up to the entertainers. My brother is making waves over there. He's set up a YouTube channel, a Twitch stream. He streams live. It's almost like he's copying somebody else. The fucker.
Awesome P, by the way. He did that. Did you see that?
Say again.
He streamed Awesome P.
Awesome. Oh, did he? Yeah, because you told
Yeah.
him to buy it, didn't you? Yeah.
I told him to play it, and he liked it. I think.
Yeah, yeah. So he's took that show and gone crazy with it. So I'm very proud of Pete.
Look at him, little Pete.
He ain't so little.
No, he isn't actually.
No. Yeah, and it's weird now because I can now I listen to the Entertain Nerds for just to see how my brother's doing, because he'll say, "Yeah, I moved house," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I wonder how he's doing it." And he just tells me, and I know more about him now because of that. That's about it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I think we're done.
Yeah, we're done. Just to let people know that there will be a YouTube video uploaded on our YouTube channel, and it's highlights from me playing The Witcher 3, and it's called it's something about how I went crazy playing The Witcher 3, and it's pretty good. So take a watch of that. That'll be published next week, and then I'm going to be making the Arcade Club meetup video from last year. Would you believe? Just in time for this year's. But I thought it's timed well because it's forcing me to do it before this meetup. So yeah, just pay attention to our YouTube channel. Give us a subscribe if you haven't, or just give us cold hard cash because just that's fine as well. We'll spend it because we're loaded.
Like cash. Can I just say, by the way,
yes.
I missed a story at story time.
Okay.
It's only very quick. It's very quick because we did quickly discuss this last week, Chinny, that the press passes weren't available for EGX.
Oh
and
my God.
I searched for those and I found them and applied.
Yeah.
I now have a press pass for EGX Rezzed by mistake.
You fucking idiot.
I know, yeah. So I could go if I wanted. I'm off that weekend.
I can't go.
Get on the train, go down to London.
I'm going to Snowdonia that weekend.
Oh, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, so stupidly, I applied by mistake for Rezzed because normally the press pass application is the same time as the ticket release, but it wasn't.
But not this year. No, they've
no. So we're not entirely sure what's happening now. It's a bit weird.
They're releasing tickets first, and then the presses ones later. So
whenever that may be.
Yes.
And that's it. That really is it. So let's get the hell out of here.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Can we cut the condescending crap and play the game?
You require a 3-bedroom bisexual house share in Walthamstow. Is that correct?
It is correct.
Yes, it is.
Because you know I'm all about that bass, no trouble.
I'm all about the bass, no trouble. Yeah, that's it, yes.
2, 3, 4.
Oh, by the way.
By the way, I should have shut the show off right there.
Yeah, you should have. By the way, I'm watching The Umbrella Academy still.
Yeah.
And had a bit of a revelation yesterday when I was watching it because I hadn't realised. I was watching the at the beginning when the cast comes up and it's like Mary J. Blige. I'm like, oh my God, it was Mary. One of the main characters is Mary J. Blige, and she's really good.
She was good in Mudbound too, but I bet
she's
you haven't
brilliant in it. She's just such an awesome character.
Dude,
What's Mudbound?
Mudbound is a really good movie about life in the United States after World War II.
She is actually a really good actress.
Yes, she is.
I was totally blown away when because I hadn't. Do you know when you sort of feel like you vaguely recognise someone? I'm like, I'm sure I recognise her from somewhere. I'm not sure where from. And then obviously saw her name in the credits. I'm like, oh my God, that is her. Emma Kern. Yeah, she's great. Honestly, it's a funny show though. You're expecting crazy action, and there is some of that, but it's not a lot of the time, if that kind of makes any sense.
Yes.
It's an odd show, but it's worth a watch. It is worth a watch, but it's more about characters than it is about the craziness.
I'm watching the fucking Walking Dead.
Oh God, are you still watching that shit thing?
This season's not too bad actually.
Really?
It's better than the other ones.
I don't know.
We haven't seen it, so no, you don't.
I don't. We've started watching Dirty John. That's quite good.
I haven't heard of Dirty John.
Dirty John. And the Madeleine McCann documentary thing.
Oh yeah, we started watching that today.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's pretty interesting.
Sad.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It
Totally
makes
sad.
me sad.
Oh yeah. Awful. Really.
Terrible.
You know the fact that.
Well, thanks everybody. Have a good night.
Okay. The fact that nobody still knows what the hell happened.
Right. How many? I'm only 2 episodes in, by the way. So.
Well, you know what happens, don't you?
Yeah, but I
nothing. That's what happens.
Yeah, I know that they never find her. I know that. But we just watched that episode where they accused that guy who was translating everything.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I was just like, fucking hell. I mean, Tara didn't like him either, and I was like, yeah, but like. Just sounds...
I think what's amazing is how the press just character annihilates everyone.
I was like, man, he's just trying to help.
Yeah, he goes from being the helpful translator to like the evil paedophile with the young paedophile accomplice who fixes computers.
I just felt fucking
what?
bad. I was like,
how do you go from that to that?
Because I was like, because they were saying, oh, he's got a daughter the same age. I'm like, well, that's probably why he was helping. You know what I mean? Like he's probably thinking like, oh, like my daughter, that could have been my daughter, like. And because he's single and he lives with his mom and he's going for a divorce, it just all added up, didn't it? And it was like, fucking hell. They absolutely ripped him apart, ruined his life.
Yeah. I think. Well, I remember saying this at the time it happened because we were on holiday. We were in the south of France when this all broke, and it was pissing it down. And the only channel on the telly that was in English was BBC World News. And we kind of just were watching the developments of this 24/7 while we were on holiday because there was nothing else to do.
Oh, God.
But I remember getting home and saying to Kay, right, we've got a neighbour who lives across the road. And I said it'd be like, because Millie was we got the hard stir at the airport when we were coming back from France with Millie, because she kind of had a look, with a blonde hair and what have you. And so
she's not 3.
Age. Pardon?
She wasn't 3 at the time.
No, she was 4. She was either 4 or 5.
Oh, was she?
Yeah. It's a long
See,
time.
like my niece Madeline is the same age as Madeleine McCann, and I remember shouting her name out once in public. All right, and I was like, I'm just gonna stay quiet and look for her because, like, what if somebody thinks it's Madeleine McCann?
Yeah, it's highly unlikely, I guess. But...
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It was funny though at the time. Yeah, I mean, how old's Madeline?
She's now, she's coming up to 15, I think.
Yeah, so Millie's only 2 years older, so there's not a whole lot of difference in age. But anyway, yeah, we got the hard stir at the airport. They gave her a good look, but she's got brown eyes still, wrong colour eyes and stuff. But yeah, it was just weird. I remember saying at the time to Kay, it would be like us going over to the neighbours across the road, leaving Millie in bed when she was 3 on her own.
Yeah.
And popping over every half an hour or so to see if she was okay. Like, you just wouldn't do it. You would not.
I suppose not. No.
I said to Kate, even if they, like, say one of them had fallen out of bed and hit their head and whatever, you just would not leave a kid of that age and 2 babies on their own. It's just the most incredible thing to me that you would do that and think it was fine. And they were miles away from that apartment. It's just...
They wasn't miles away from it.
Yeah, but anything could have happened. One of those kids could have got up and wandered out.
Well,
apparently
did.
The door was unlocked. Well, no, apparently they were taken, weren't they, or whatever, supposedly. But they could have easily got that. Madeline could have got up, wandered out of the building, wondered where everybody was, started crying, got upset, messed around with something she shouldn't have done. I just find it incredible that they thought that was fine. That was okay. That was an okay thing to do. It's just the craziest thing in the world. But
yeah, I guess so.
Even now, it astounds me that at the time they thought that was a fine thing to do. Just find it incredible, that he would leave a kid of that age and 2 babies on their own in an apartment with no one looking after them or checking they were all right.
They were looking at them every half an hour. They would go.
Yeah, but what a lot can happen in half an hour.
Well, it did.
You know, we have baby monitor. Yeah, everyone who has a baby has a baby monitor that they check, that they have on while they're sat downstairs. They were fucking 600 or 700 or 800 yards away from these babies in a cot asleep, with no way of monitoring them at all live, apart from nipping over every supposedly now and again.
I don't know. Yeah. I see what you're saying. I just think I could. I don't know if I would have done that.
No,
but I'm just
would
trying
you, if you had a 3-year-old and 2 babies, leave them in your house on their own, and then nip to a neighbour's garden 3 houses away to have a barbecue and nip back every half an hour to check they were okay?
No. If I had a baby monitor, I would.
Yeah, but they didn't have that though, did they?
No.
You know what I mean? And you know, if you put it like that, you would never do it.
No.
You would not, as a parent, you would not. Trust me, you would not do it. It just seems like I say it's the craziest thing I've ever heard. But
yeah.
But hey ho, sadly, and as awful as it is, they kind of paid for doing that, didn't they? You know, they ended up losing one of the kids because of that decision, I suppose.
It's a shame, though, isn't it? It's
awful, totally awful. You know, and even now, no one knows. The only thing I said, you know, when we've been watching, the only thing I said, if they do ever find her, she'll be easy to identify.
Because she'll be dead.
Yeah. No.
She'll
if
be
they ever
dead.
find her alive, she'll be easy to identify because of the weird eye thing.
Yeah, but
because she's got this weird iris, hasn't she?
She's dead.
Oh yeah,
she'll
never
dead.
be found alive.
No, I hope they find her though. Like,
yeah, to get some closure.
I really hope they find her. I know it's horrible to think that she's dead, but I think she is dead. But I hope they do. I hope they find her because, like, I don't know about further episodes, and I kind of know that the spotlight gets turned on the parents a bit, but I watched the bit, you know, where they're just fucking crying. You know what I mean? And it's just like,
oh yeah, it's awful.
You can't, you know what I mean? You can't make that shit up. Like they're fucking destroyed. They're absolutely destroyed, and it's just awful. I just feel so bad for them. They got a lot of slack because they're quite well off as well, and I don't know. I just thought that was fucking dumb. But I forgot about that. You know those 2 young girls that got murdered by that Ian Huntley?
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that.
No, we were talking. Like Millie didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I remember. Look, when
why.
it showed you the picture of him in the Man U t-shirts. Yeah. As soon as I saw, I was like, "Fucking hell, I remember that!" Like that's so long ago. It was like 2002, I think it was, and I was like, "Fucking hell, I remember." And then Tara says, "Oh yeah, look, he did it," and I was like, "Fucking!" And he's doing all the interviews, and he's like, "I can't believe we have somebody in the society that does."
A lot.
That's crazy. So you can see why, if that was like 4 or 5 years ago, that journalists would be like, "Oh, we've seen this before."
A repeat.
Yeah, like somebody being a bit too friendly.
That's why they introduced DBS checks, you know, like or criminal records checks in like hospitals and schools and all that stuff as a result of him.
Yeah, but like I was a football like sort of sports sort of coach for kids in 2002 and 3, and it wasn't called DBS then. It was called something else.
It was called CBR.
CBR, yeah, and we still had to have those. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. It seems crazy like that they employed him as a caretaker for their fucking school, and he was a murderer and stuff.
Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah, you just never know, do you?
Madness.
Well, there you go.
Right. Anyway. I'm going to end the stream because I don't think there's anybody listening to us anyway. If there are, bye everyone.
Still streaming.
Say bye, Stu.
Bye.